season. And the Falcons strike back! Hurting it now, a potential breakaway for the Falcons. Storming in towards goal. And there it is! How do you like it? But wow, what a goal! I don't believe that! Cole, a nifty moves and he equalizes just like that. For this MASCAC semifinal matchup between the Falcons of Fitchburg State, the number 2 seed against the number 6 seed, the Salem State Vikings. It's Tyler Orilla trying to get around two Vikings. That's a nifty move and that's a goal for Sasha Biggie by Salem, but intercepted. Now another chance, popped up in the air, and it's a goal! Moves it along, it's taken away, could be a breakaway. It's Hayashi going to goal! Score! And the buzzer sounds, the Falcons for the first time in 7 years are going to the MASCAC championship game. Live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV presents coverage of Hockey Night.
For the first time in 7 years, the Falcons are in the MASCAC championship game, and of course, it is live here on FATV. Welcome everyone to Hockey Night in Fitchburg. I'm John Gugerty, joined by Danny Bolak. And Dan, it's good to see some fresh blood in the MASCAC championship game, isn't it?
Absolutely, John. First time since 2013 that the MASCAC championship game in ice hockey will not feature a matchup between Plymouth State and Salem State. It's the first time since 2011 that Plymouth State won't be playing in the MASCAC championship game. It's Fitchburg State for the first time here since 2011 against UMass Dartmouth here for the first time since 2013.
And of course, the Falcons are hosting this game for the first time since 2010. Those of you in the audience who've been watching FATV for a long time, or frankly, those of us in the press box who called that game, will remember the 2-1 defeat at the hands of Salem State, but they won the MASCAC the year after that, and now 7 years later, they're looking to win it again.
Absolutely, and this Falcons team, I know I was talking with assistant coach Chris Kine earlier this year, and we were saying that this was probably the best team that Fitchburg State has put together since that MASCAC championship winning team since 2011. And the Falcons thus far this year have proved us right with a record of 17-6-3 going into tonight's game, earning the number 2 seed, getting that first round bye. And as you saw some of the highlights in that pregame game roll, you saw Fitchburg State take that 5-2 win over Salem State on Tuesday night. And UMass Dartmouth, they're a bit of an underdog coming into this. 12-12-3. They had a losing record in conference, 7-8-3. They took the number 4 seed. They beat Westfield State in overtime 5-4. And then a stunner on Tuesday night. They took down the number 1 seed in Plymouth State 3-1. A team that had outscored UMass Dartmouth 20-5 over 3 games in the regular season this year. And the Corsairs found a way past them.
UMass Dartmouth getting hot at the right time. They kind of stumbled right at the end of the season. A 6-2 defeat to Plymouth State, a 7-6 loss to Westfield State. They had an impressive 10-1 victory over Framingham State, but a 6-6 tie right before the playoff stand. But as you said, they have ripped off 2 impressive victories in a row, knocking off Westfield State and the number 1 seed in the conference, Plymouth State. And today, they come into the Wallace Civic Center to take on the Falcons of Fitchburg State University. On the other hand, for the Falcons, 7 wins on the bounce for Fitchburg State.
Absolutely, 7 wins in a row. They had a perfect cycle of conference play to close out the MASCAC. They beat every team in the conference. They beat Salem again for the 3rd time this year. That's 7 in a row. It all started after that 6-2 loss to Colby back on January the 28th. The Falcons on a 7-game winning streak, their longest since 2010, which also started with a loss to a NESCAC team, an 8-0 loss to Amherst.
You took the stat right out of my mouth, Danny. Now, granted, you put it there to begin with, but you still took it right out of my mouth. I was going to say that.
Well, that's what I get for just telling you those stats pregame. And you see the back of UMass Dartmouth head coach Eric Nowak, 2nd year with the Corsairs, was the longtime bench boss for the Johnson & Wales Wildcats before coming to UMass Dartmouth last year, having his first season with the Corsairs, winning the Coach of the Year award. And he's trying to bring the Corsairs back to the MASCAC back to a MASCAC championship and back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 5 years. For Fitchburg State, they won the MASCAC championship in 2011, but here's the thing some people may not realize, the MASCAC did not have an automatic bid that year. They did not qualify for the NCAA tournament. In fact, that's a place the Falcons have never been before.
But with a win today, they will get there for the first time in their history. A win tonight puts the Falcons in the NCAA D2 and 3 tournament.
Yep. The NCAA Division III tournament, there's head coach Dean Fuller in his 34th season, 534 wins. One of only a handful of coaches to ever achieve 500 wins at the Division III level. And I believe this is the first time he's ever coached a game where he knows that if his team is victorious, they will play in the NCAA tournament.
There is already a pretty good crowd on hand here at the Civic Center. Definitely the largest crowd we have seen, but there are still plenty of seats available. If you are in the Fitchburg area, we absolutely encourage you, come on down John Fitch Highway, get yourself some hot cocoa, have a seat here in the Wallace Civic Center, and watch what promises to be a very exciting game of hockey. But if you happen to know someone in Dartmouth, or indeed anyone who cares to know who the MASCAC champions for 2018 is going to be across this great land of ours, they can go to fatv.org, where this game, as with all games, is streaming live.
Yep, make sure to click on the education stream for that one. And we also welcome in all of our friends of D3 faithful who are tuning in tonight, looking to see how the MASCAC will shake up. And we'll try to keep you up to date on all the other D3 championships that are going along. Over a half dozen of those championships tonight as the Falcons take the ice. We are also streaming live on Facebook as well.
And as the Falcons take the ice, Dan, we want to highlight the offensive attack really for both of these teams. For Fitchburg State, their main man is Nick DiNicola, one of the assist leaders across all of D3 hockey.
34 assists for Nick DiNicola. No one in D2 and D3 has more assists than he does. But for UMass Dartmouth, Jonathan Ruiz has been the leader for them offensively. 27 goals this year. No one has more goals across Division II and Division III.
But getting back to the Falcon side of things, there's Sasha Figge. No freshman across all of D2 or 3 has as many goals as Sasha Figge, coming into this game with 21 goals on the season.
The freshman from Cloton, Switzerland, he had a hat trick on Tuesday night against Salem State. The first 3 goals of that game that led the Falcons to that 5-2 victory. He's played so well this year as a freshman, and you think he's going to be the envy of the rest of the conference.
And again, just a freshman, such a bright future ahead of him. But for right now, let's send it down to our public address announcer for the introduction of the starting lineups.
MASCAC Ice Hockey Championship game between the 3rd-seeded Corsairs of UMass Dartmouth and the 2nd-seeded Fitchburg State Falcons. The Corsairs enter this evening's contest with an overall record of 12-12-3 and a 7-8-3 mark in the MASCAC, while the Falcons are 17-6-3 overall and 11-4-2 in conference play. Now let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Corsairs. On defense, a senior from Tampere, Finland, number 4, Jerry Laxo. A sophomore from Charlestown, Massachusetts, number 16, Patrick Wren. A sophomore from Charlestown, Massachusetts, number 16, Patrick Wren. From Woburn, Massachusetts, number 10, Casey Shea. A freshman from Wilmington, Massachusetts, number 12, Brendan McDonough. A senior from Waterdown, Ontario, number 24, Mike Soames. And in goal, a senior from Newton, Massachusetts, number 30, Drew Michaels. The head coach for UMass Dartmouth in his 2nd season is Eric Nowak. And now the starting lineup for your Fitchburg State Falcons. On defense, a senior from New York, New York, number 5, Evan Burns. A junior from Killeen, Texas, number 10, senior from Hingham, Massachusetts, number 22, James Gordon. A sophomore from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, number 25, Dean Zerby. And in goal, a freshman from Worcester, Massachusetts, number 29, Brian McGrath. The head coach for Fitchburg State in his 34th season is Dean Fuller. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please stand for the playing of our national anthem?
Hockey Night in Fitchburg here on FATV. Dan, we have been calling games here at the Wallace Civic Center for a long time. We mentioned, 8 years ago we were here for the last time the Falcons hosted a MASCAC championship game. I don't think I have ever heard this building as loud as it was during the introductions for this game.
They were so loud that when Patrick Wren was introduced, he didn't hear it. They had to announce him twice.
Thunderous boos. I don't think I've ever heard boos here. They were thunderous at the introductions. This crowd is ready for this game. I hope you folks at home are ready as well. This is going to be a lot of fun, Dan.
Oh, absolutely. You see the starting goalie for the Falcons, Brian McGrath.
And that's a bit of an interesting decision for the Falcons. McGrath, the freshman, you would think maybe Kirby Sari would get the start, but instead Dean Fuller goes with McGrath.
McGrath gets the start. 296 goals against 926 save percentage. The freshman from Worcester getting the nod in the MASCAC championship game. And for the Corsairs, Drew Michaels, his 25th start, 388 goals against 885 save percentage.
It is the MASCAC championship game here on FATV. Danny Bolak has the call.
Thank you very much, John. We are underway. The Falcons winning the opening draw. Long pass, missed the stick of Zerby. Now Gordon tries to get a quick shot off, goes wide to the left. Intercepted by Kramer in the left corner, trying to set up Zerby. Now Gordon with a shot and a save by Michaels, 17 seconds in.
As you said, Dan, just 17 seconds, and already James Gordon with 2 impressive offensive opportunities.
And the Falcons starting that second line of Ricky Kramer, James Gordon, and Dean Zerby. Not to say anything about the first line, Nick DiNicola, Sasha Figge, and Tyler Warilla. One of the most dangerous lines in the MASCAC this year. Corsairs have it. McDonough now up the left side for Mike Zones. It's it across to the right side, nothing going there. And back into the neutral zone. Kramer getting crossed up there as it's Casey Shea into the zone. Shea into the slot, takes the shot, deflects up into the netting and out of play.
And while we have a second, Dan, we want to mention, of course, it was the first game we called this season a 4-2 loss by the Falcons here at Wallace Civic Center to these Corsairs. What do you think the Falcons are going to have to do to improve on that performance?
Well, that's going to be an interesting question. One of the things, though, is definitely continue on with their great discipline. They've only taken 10 penalty minutes a game this season. The Corsairs have a very dangerous power play, and I think that's going to be one of the big things is try to prevent penalties. Same for UMass Dartmouth, who's a little less disciplined, but this Falcon power play has been rolling at over 40% over the last 7 games. Kai Kapasi on the left side takes a bad angle shot, saved by McGrath. Rebound goes to the left side, taken by Short at the point. He takes a shot through traffic. ends up going wide to the left. Jonathan Ruiz tries to get on that one for UMass Dartmouth. Shot from the right point goes wide again.
And we established it earlier in the period. Jonathan Ruiz is the leading goal scorer across all of D3 hockey. Definitely a man to watch. 27
goals. Admittingly, 13 of them have come on the power play this season. Now Fitchburg may have a 2-on-1. This is Dina Cole on the left side. Tries to find Figgy. Morilla able to get a shot off under pressure. I don't know if it got all the way through to Michaels, though.
David Skarbeck did a great job against the 2-on-1.
And on the right side, Alex Jocelyn able to block a shot for Fitchburg State. Turnover on the line change, offsides is ruled.
Chris Holmes thought he had a one-on-one opportunity with the goaltender, but he was called offside.
It's Brandon Berkeley who is having an argument with the referee there, thinking it probably shouldn't have been offsides, but the whistle blows. It is what it is. Falcons win the draw. Glover flips this high into the air to center ice, trying to find Patrick Germain. Germain battling with David Skarbeck into the corner. Puck squirts to the left side of the net. It will be picked up there. And now Chris Holmes behind the net. His pass hitting Jeff Kirkwood in the head off the glass, but taken now from the point, a shot by Brandon Berkeley, stopped by McGrath. Big hit into the boards and a thunderous roar from the Falcon crowd. Trying to set up Berkeley for a one-timer, doesn't go anywhere there. Kirkwood battling with Glover as it goes to the left side boards. And Fitchburg able to push it out of the zone. Dartmouth putting it back in just for a brief moment. Fitchburg gains the red line. Germain dumps to the right wing corner. Falcons will change. Behind the net, Vicario wants to center. He's all by himself right now. Fourth line out for the Falcons. Back for Eklund. Brandon Eklund on the left side. Lost a handle on the puck. It'll go to Victor, who will dump it in towards goal. Bounces just wide to the right. And into the boards. A hit there. That's going to be a penalty against Kevin Perry. They're going to call the boarding on that.
Falcons defensively have been coming with the big hits already tonight. We saw Brian Glover deliver a clean shoulder block. This time they're going to get Kevin Perry, maybe for boarding, maybe for cross-checking.
Boarding was the call. 17-11 to go in the first. You see it right there.
That's pretty clear cut.
And
easy for me to say, though.
Yep. UMass Dartmouth's power play this year, 24.3%, second in the MASCAC, 10th out of 88 teams in Division 2 and 3. The kill for Fitchburg State, 88.4%, first in the MASCAC, 7th in D2 and 3, and we might have something here as well.
There's a Corsair player down, grabbing his arm. That is Jonathan Ruiz, a huge blow to UMass Dartmouth. We mentioned his 13 power play goals. Ruiz sprints to the bench, clutching his left wrist.
Yep. Did you see what happened on that, John?
I did not. I heard a bang, I heard a whistle, and then I saw Ruiz holding his wrist.
And they moved the faceoff outside of the attacking zone as well, which is also interesting.
That is a huge loss for UMass Dartmouth.
Well, we'll hope he's all right.
The official on the near side boards discussing with UMass Dartmouth's head coach.
Everything squared away. Draw comes outside the zone, won by the Corsairs. Jerry Laxo, the senior from Tampere, Finland, moves it around the boards. A very dangerous defenseman as well. 34 points this season. That's a lot for a D-man. 7 goals and 27 assists, and the power play helping a lot on that as well. That skips over some Corsair sticks and out of the zone, taken by Laxo.
90 seconds left on the power play for UMass Dartmouth.
Laxo gains the zone, goes to the right side, tries to find Tenza. Falcons push it off the boards all the way down the ice, and Drew Michaels will come and play that for the Corsairs. Michaels, one of 3 players with captain's patches on the UMass Dartmouth team. Jerry Laxo and Casey Shea are the other 2. On the right side, this is Shea. Shea controlling the puck, getting a bad angle shot. Not quite on target. It'll go to the left side boards. Around back to the right side, back for Shea. He'll try to move it along as it goes out in front into the slot. Fitchburg able to get on that before Dartmouth can get a shot on, and the Falcons clear.
Good job defensively there by Dean Zerby. He was able to knock down a Corsair right when he had a one-timer, then clear the puck.
To the neutral zone. Bit of rough passing there. Zerby didn't know where it was, and he didn't know if anyone else wanted to have that puck. Eventually, he's able to send it to the other side of the neutral zone. Sasha Figgy trying to do some penalty killing here. Falcons gain the zone. Figgy's got Di Nicola, and Figgy will just send it around the boards, playing a bit of keep away. We're now down to 20 seconds on the power play. Laxo to the red line. Now for Shea. Shea in the right circle, Jocelyn on him. Shea looking for somewhere to go, gets off a pass. Cross ice to the left side, short. Tries to do a nice stick drag there, nothing going there. Fitchburg's got it. And bringing it down, Dina Kolick gets a quick shot off, easily turned away by Michaels. Into the left wing corner, Dina Kolick trying to race for that puck, but the Corsairs will take it. Long stretch pass, trying to set up one of the Corsairs. It goes on goal, so no icing. That was, I believe, Kirkwood lurking for UMass Dartmouth. Indeed it was. 14:55 to go in the first, no score in the MASCAC championship game.
And again, if you're just joining us, Jonathan Ruiz, the leading scorer for UMass Dartmouth, went to the bench early in this first period with what looked to be a left arm or maybe a wrist injury. He is still down, being attended to. He has not returned. We'll let you know what his status is as soon as we know.
In the meantime, Corsairs lose the handle on it from Kirkwood. He felt he was taken down illegally, but play on, says the official. Vicario with a touch on as the puck goes to the near side. Backhand into the zone by Hayashi. Bit of a late hit there, but we play on regardless. Pushed back to center by UMass Dartmouth. Fitchburg getting a bit crossed up. And on the right side, that is Holmes. Holmes trying to go to goal, and a save by McGrath. Off the boards and out of the zone. And it's Scarbeck. Will send it in, left wing corner. Getting there is Hillick. Bounces it right off the boards. Trying to feed one of the Falcons cutting to goal. I believe that was Kramer. UMass Dartmouth regains the zone. Not a great pass there. Kramer sets up Vicario 1-on-2. Vicario into the zone. Tries to put a shot on goal. Falcons are changing lines. So UMass Dartmouth will drop back for a moment. A little over 6 gone in the first. In the neutral zone, that is Jay Clark, dispossessed. Daniel Gunning onto the right side, misses the stick of Connor Court. Falcons decor has it. And Saboya will go up ice. Kramer for Gordon. On the right side and around to the behind the net, it's Zerby. Zerby off for Saboya. Saboya to the left side, McPherson. Along and around again for Kramer behind the net. Zerby trying to dig it out. 4 players, 2 on each side, trying to dig it out behind Drew Michaels. Gordon has it now on the left corner for Kramer. Kramer looking around, trying to find a passing lane, having trouble finding a target to go to. Will go to McPherson around for Saboya. Saboya with the shot, that's well wide. Zerby picks it up behind the net.
That shot was actually blocked by Jay Clark. Did a good job there defensively for the Corsairs.
Corsairs clear, looking to try to set up court for that stretch pass. They do hit him, but it's a 1-on-2, and McPherson able to play the body there, and Saboya able to follow on behind, and UMass Dartmouth will just change lines. That one tipped at the neutral zone, pops high in the air, does not hit the ceiling, does not hit the netting. It stays in play, and Laxo will retrieve behind his own net.
I have no idea how that puck didn't hit the ceiling. As we've discussed earlier in the season, it is a low ceiling here at the Wallace Civic Center.
12:30 to go in the first. Offsides, as it was brought in out, and then by the time it was back in, it was brought in illegally.
And just an update for you, Dan. Jonathan Ruiz is back on the ice. We saw him leave earlier. Jonathan Ruiz is back, and he will be taking this faceoff.
One of the interesting things for Jonathan Ruiz, despite his 27 goals, he actually centers the second line for UMass Dartmouth. How much of a blessing is that for you if you can have the best goal scorer in the nation center line too? On the left side, puck still loose in the circle, but now Fitchburg has it from Figgy. Along on the near side, Warilla trying to get it out of the zone. It goes just out of the zone. Now back into the Fitchburg end, and Alex Jocelyn. Back for Brian Glover. On the far side, and from the red line, dumped in by Jocelyn around to the right side. Laxo will take it. Some quick passing, and it finds Kai Kapasi, who had the winner last week against Westfield. One of the Corsairs goes down, and Shea got his feet tied up in the stick of Evan Burns. But now Shea has it back, looking for a centering feed. On the left side, Burns plays him into the boards. Hayashi there as well to make a play on for Fitchburg. Fitchburg trying to get it out of the zone. They will do so. Warilla will knock it along. Behind the net it goes. DiNicola gets there. Strong play on both sides. Patrick Wren there for UMass Dartmouth, making some plays as Brendan McDonough onto the right side for Soanes. Soanes with a shot saved by McGrath. He got a piece of it. I'm not quite sure he knew where that one was going to go.
McGrath had no idea where that puck was once it hit his blockers. Fortunately, it just trickled away.
He was concerned that might have ended up going off his pads and behind him. As this is Hayashi trying to find Vicario in a backhand pass. But now Burns is going to come up and play that along. Now Vicario avoids a Corsair into the zone. And UMass Dartmouth both teams playing a physical game as this is David Scarbeck into the zone. Scarbeck sets up a shot from Kirkwood, and it goes high and wide to the right.
Falcons got caught on a change defensively. There was a 4-on-2 break for the Corsairs. Fortunately for the Falcons, the shot went above the net.
And Fitchburg getting crossed up in front of their own bench for a moment, not exactly sure who's on, who's off. So they have to wait a moment, make sure they know they've got exactly 5 players to play on. Now short into the zone on the right side. Wines fire saved by McGrath. Rebound popped loose. Fitchburg gets there first. And now Hillick, excuse me, getting pretty much tied up there, but play on.
Crowd wants a holding call against the Corsairs. Frankly, I think they have a case.
Be interesting to see how the referees are going to be calling this game. If they're going to let the players play or if they're going to be a little more stringent in terms of how they want to apply the rule book. Hillick on the left side. For Perry, back for Hillick. Now Eklund will leave it. And the Corsairs try to take it away. This goes to Saboyu. He can't keep it in the zone. Saboyu will spit it right back in. And Fitchburg will change lines. Daniel Gunning for Laxo. Lets that one go. Finds Berkeley on the left side. Backhanded off the boards to the far side. And picking it up is Zerbe. Zerbe along for Gordon. And Gordon around the boards. Ricky Kramer. The pass off. Wraparound chance by Gordon. Doesn't go. They can't get a second shot set up. UMass Dartmouth playing very physically there to shut down the play. Jocelyn, nice hit on Connor Court.
Crowd erupts with that shoulder block by Alex Jocelyn.
Well timed by Fitchburg State. Court has it back in the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass looking for Tenza, intercepted by Fitchburg, sent back into the zone. Wren touched it, so it's going to be a play on. And he'll go retrieve. Tenza off his stick on the left side for Jay Clark. Into the zone around. McGrath slows it down a bit. Corsairs changing lines. Falcons will change as well. DiNicola around for Michaels behind the net. Around 8 minutes to go in the first. No score. Shots are 7-3 Corsairs.
That doesn't reflect the pace of play. It's been even to my eye, back and forth, up and down the rink. And Dan, this has been a very exciting first period of action. Let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Already some highlights for you in this contest.
Some heavy hitting going on. We actually saw one of those get penalized, led to a power play that the Falcons were able to kill off. Some big hits in what has been a very physical first half of this first period.
That's how these teams have come out. And I want to also point out, this is, if you will, the ultimate rubber match. These two teams split their 3 meetings. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. Draw won by the Corsairs and Laxo. Looking for Wren. Warilla trying to cut him off. Warilla trying to get around 2 Corsairs. Soanes there as well, but Warilla has it back, tries to put it into the slot. Figgy not there. Laxo to the left side for McDonough. McDonough into the zone, finds Soanes, tries to center, can't quite get it off. Around the boards to the right side, Shea keeps it along. His shot is blocked by Figgy. And behind the net, UMass Dartmouth tries to get a quick center for a one-timer in front. It was blocked in front as well. Back into the zone, and McGrath leaves it behind his own net. Corsairs will change lines. Falcons will change some personnel as well. Victor will wait for everybody. Now Victor along after the fake out. And now this is Hayashi. Into the zone, gets a quick shot off. Just missed the top left corner. Vicario on the right side. Lost a handle on it. Saboyu tries to pick that one up and send it back for Vicario. Can't find Germain there. Scarbeck along for Berkeley on the right side. This is Kirkwood. Kirkwood shot from the right circle. Don't know if that got a piece of McGrath, but it ends up in the netting and out of play. 6:40 to go in the first, no score.
McGrath deflected that one up and away from him with his left shoulder blade. This 2018 MASCAC title game on FATV is scoreless with 6:40 to play here in the first period.
Definitely some chances on both ends. On the draw on the left side, won by the Corsairs, picked up at the right circle. Shot goes wide to the right of McGrath. This is Zerby. The pass intercepted by Court. On the right side boards. Bad angle shot may have been blocked out in front. It pinballs around to the front of the net, and the Corsairs can't make the finishing touch, and Short can't keep it in the zone. He has to put it, he has to take it out and just shove it back into the right wing corner.
Connor McPherson may have saved a goal for the Falcons. Brian McGrath lost his footing for a moment and was on his backside in the goal mouth. McPherson was able to turn away a shot.
Big chance for the Corsairs. They cannot capitalize. Another chance, and that shot a little easier for McGrath, and he'll have the stop there. Already the 10th shot of this period for UMass Dartmouth. Not unusual, considering these two teams. I mean, UMass Dartmouth shoots about 40 shots on target a game. The Falcons concede about 40 shots on target a game.
And Dan, we mentioned the physicality. We actually saw a highlight package. There's a little bit of it right there. Just one Corsair whacking a Falcon with his stick. These teams have already started having words with each other after the whistles. And now Jonathan Ruiz is actually ejected from the face.
So they'll go to Stephen Leonard instead. I think they felt one of the Corsairs moved into the circle early. But Leonard able to win the draw regardless. Shot blocked. And back into the neutral zone where Wren will get it to Laxo. Pass intercepted. This is Figgy trying to float it along to himself. Figgy shoots and just misses the goal.
An incredible one-man effort by Sasha Figgy. He just couldn't finish. His shot a little bit high. Michael's able to get the tip of his glove on it, and it deflects off the netting, and that will result in a face-off deep in the Corsair end.
Figgy knows he had a good chance to score there. You see the replay.
Just a little bit high. Figgy did a great job intercepting that pass, created an opportunity all for himself. He just couldn't get it done at the final attempt.
Corsairs on the right side, Sones looking for Shea. Bad angle shot. That got a piece of McGrath or maybe even the pipe. That took a great ricochet on the attempt. Shea throws it back in. Victor will get there first around the boards over the stick of Perry. Picked up at the right point, a shot cut down in traffic. Corsairs can't quite get to the puck for another chance. Fitchburg brings it out of the zone, and this is Hillick, drops for Perry. Perry with the shot blocked in front. And it's gonna be taken by the Corsairs.
That was Hunter Wilhoit making sure the shot never got to Michaels.
No icing on this one. Puck just way too close to Wilhoit on that. Wilhoit will go D to Gunning. And on the far side, it's Shea. Casey Shea, a senior, a dangerous senior for this Corsair team. There's a shot and a save by McGrath. And some pushing and shoving afterwards.
Looks like it's Mason Nichols for the Corsairs. And I believe that's Josh Saboyu of the Falcons, getting all up in each other's grills. Am I cool enough to get away with saying that?
I have no idea.
It's a reasonable description of what happened, though, right?
Something like that.
Okay.
4:37 to go in the first. Shots 12-4 now in favor of the Corsairs. Face off to the right of McGrath. And a shot through traffic off the skate of Burns and wide to the left. UMass Dartmouth has had a lot of good chances, but good enough defense to break up the grade A scoring chances. Nearly put out in front for a one-timer, and a backhand chance is stopped by McGrath as well. Another chance from the right circle, and that one goes somewhere. Anywhere but the net. Fitchburg can't clear the zone though. Left side one-timer. McPherson gets a piece of that as well from Ruiz. On the left side looking for another chance. Out in front, another stop by McGrath. Falcons trying to clear it out, still trying. Pinballing around, Ruiz again off the side of the net. Ruiz again has it. and he'll put it into the left wing corner. Nobody there for UMass Dartmouth. Fitchburg will clear the zone down the ice. Race to see if the icing will be called. It will be. It was very close, but remember, tie goes to the defense. And right after the play, Warilla cross-checked in the back by Patrick Wren. And I know that's a strategy that several teams have tried to employ on Tyler Warilla, is to keep hitting him and whatever. And then he delivers a cross-check to the back of Brendan Berkeley.
Crowd here at the Civic Center was furious with the icing call, and now they are irate that there is not a Corsair in the penalty box after that exchange of events.
I think it's a little early to be calling that, but if this keeps up later in the game, I think the officials will have a little less tolerance. Now 14 shots on target for UMass Dartmouth. And that shot blocked in front. Fitchburg tries to come back the other way. Gaining the red line and dumping in is Di Nicola. The Falcons again changing lines. They had the first line out, but tired legs after the icing. 200 seconds to go in the first. Kirkwood on the right side. Can't quite get it into the zone. Fitchburg pushes it back into the neutral zone. And now Zerbe. A backhand chance in. Will Hoyt getting the better of that. Delayed offsides against Fitchburg. It was out and back in. They didn't have a touch. So the Corsairs will go and retrieve. And Kramer on the far side, played into the boards by Berkeley. Kirkwood also there for UMass Dartmouth. Glover around for Zerbe. Zerbe on the near side, pushing it along the boards. And now it's back to Glover. Glover trying to hit that stretch pass, intercepted by Clark for just a brief moment, gets a stick on it. And this will be icing as well as it misses its intended target in Kramer. 2:36 to go in the first.
First half of this first period, Dan, was back and forth, pretty evenly matched. I feel in the last 5 minutes or so, UMass Dartmouth has really controlled the pace. Now let's take a look again. We had there, right there, is the cross-check in the back of Tyler Warilla, goes uncalled. That was one of the reasons that this crowd was not very happy.
Right as the officials were looking away, a shot deflects towards goal. McGrath able to stop that one. Short tries to keep it in on the near side. And he is able to do just that. And now we have a whistle. A penalty is coming here.
That call comes from way down at the opposite end of the ice.
Let's see what have we. And it looks like they're bringing Nicholas Short to the box. .221 to go in the first, and the Falcons will have their first power play of the night.
That's Dean Zerbe for the Falcons. Took off for the bench in a big hurry. It's being attended to now. We're going to take a look at the replay, see if we can see what happened to him. He's on the right side of the screen. He just gets whacked in the chin. I mean, there is no better way to describe that. Zerbe just gets plastered, knocked down to the ice. And there you see Nicholas Short, the offending Corsair. He's in the box for 2 minutes, and the Falcons will close out this first period with a power play.
They call it indirect contact to the head, so just 2 minutes. As Warilla at the point has a shot blocked. They'll go to Figgy at the right circle. Figgy will hold, try to get a cross-ice pass. That pinball's deflects twice. But now it is onto the left side for Vicario and Di Nicola. Falcons with 5 forwards on the ice. That's their typical first-line power play. Warilla with the blast, cut down in front, pinballs towards goal. And Figgy with a quick shot, that's cut down as well. Falcons control again on the right side. To the point, Warilla, blast, deflects in front, just wide to the right. Gordon got a stick on it. Not kept in by Di Nicola. Falcons will have to reset. And Di Nicola able to do some stick handling, waiting for everybody to clear the zone. But now that's sent all the way down with 1:20 to go in the first and under a minute to go on the power play. Falcons power play 22.8% this year. The Corsairs kill 80.2%.
During this 7-game win streak on top of that, the Falcons power play operating at over 40% efficiency. They have been very dangerous as the team has gotten hot.
15 for 36 on this 7-game winning streak. We're under a minute to go in the first.
Falcons with at least 1, maybe 2 more opportunities to get the first goal in the net before they go to the locker rooms.
Kramer will retrieve on the right wing corner. And we'll leave it to the right point. McPherson winds, blast, save by Michaels. Hasn't had to make one of those in a while. Just his 5th save of the contest with 39.2 to go in the first, 18 on the power.
Michaels was very nearly screened out by his own man. I think that puck actually deflected off David Skarbeck as it came in. We see on the replay, it looks like it does deflect off the right knee pad of Skarbeck, but Michaels is he's up to the task, that is, and he's able to turn away the shot.
Sent all the way down and nearly on target as well.
Falcons with just 5 seconds now on the power play. Corsairs have effectively killed this one off.
Fitchburg gets into the zone, one last shot, goes just wide to the left of Michaels. A lot of oomph on that shot from, I believe that was Hillick. Now 10 seconds to go, and that one sent into the bench or out of play regardless.
You know, Dan, when you're a hockey player, you expect to get hit when you're out on the ice. It's part of the game, it happens. When you're on the bench, I don't think you're ready for it as much, and James Gordon got a puck to the face when all he was doing was sitting on the bench.
Sitting on the bench, minding his own business, and he goes from right there, now taking the face off, but losing it. One of those times that you're happy that you have to wear that full face cage. On the left side, a Falcon blows a tire. Corsairs try to center for another chance, but the buzzer has sounded, and one period of play is complete from the Wallace Civic Center. And to a bit of a surprise, we are scoreless through 20 minutes.
We are scoreless, Dan, but we are not without excitement. This has been one of the most electrifying scoreless periods of hockey that you will ever see. Quickly, before we take our break for the first intermission, who do you think has the upper hand as they head to the locker rooms?
I think UMass Dartmouth has been carrying the momentum in this first period, outshooting the Falcons 15-6, and also excelling in all of those blocked shots. I mean, we don't track those here at Fitchburg State, but they blocked so many attempts. They played very solid defense in that first 20 minutes. It's going to be a question of whether or not they can handle it as the game goes on, because this is a Falcon team that gets better as the game goes on.
I would certainly agree with your assessment there, Dan. We saw a couple of shots from James Gordon. You see him there, 22 in white. Couple of shots from him just within the first 15 or 30 seconds of this first period, but really after the first 5 minutes or so, UMass Dartmouth controlled that period. To my eye, the Falcons are a little lucky to get out of it with a scoreless tie. It is the end of the first period here in the 2018 MASCAC title game on FATV. We'll take a break, but we'll be back in less than 15 minutes with the second period of action. Don't go away. It's Hockey Night in Fitchburg right here on FATV. And let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first period of action. See, the Falcons came out aggressively. That hit right there actually led to a Corsair power play that was killed off by the Falcons. It's been very aggressive hockey on both sides of the ice. Teams bowling into each other, knocking each other down. See there, Falcon goaltender James McGrath falling down in his net. This right here, one of the best scoring opportunities for the Corsairs, leads to a bit of a pull apart. This was about 2/3 of the way through the first period. And then this right here, a cross check to the back that was missed. Falcon fans wanted a power play. They did not get one. And you hear the Falcon faithful here at the Wallace Civic Center saluting the Falcons as they take the ice.
We see a few more scoring chances, as we had a very exciting first period. Amazingly, we did not find a goal in that first 20 minutes, but I will guarantee this, we will find a goal by the end of this night.
We will. The crowd here at the Wallace Civic Center erupting in chants of "Let's go Falcons." Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. Honestly, Dan, this building is as loud as I can remember it being right now. It is remarkable to be here.
Absolutely, John. And maybe about 1,000 people here packing in the Wallace Civic Center tonight. An excellent crowd coming out on this Saturday night.
And again, folks, if you are at home in Fitchburg and you are able to get here, this is a remarkable atmosphere. There are still seats, most of them on the UMass Dartmouth side, so, you know, take that into account. But if you can come on down, get your butts to the Wallace Civic Center. It's going to be some fun hockey.
Anyway, the second period is underway as Laxo has it on the back end. On the left side, Shea brings it up. Casey Shea trying to cut towards goal, trying to get the bad angle shot in there. And the save made by McGrath as the puck goes to the side, and McGrath covers, and there was a big hit as Shea took a knock right after that play. The senior forward, 130 career points in his 107th career game, has been a rock for this Corsair team over the last 4 years.
Dan, do you remember about, let's take a look at this hit on Casey Shea first. Shot goes there into the net, and we actually just missed that one. Dan, do you remember about 45 seconds ago when I was extolling this crowd and how great it is for them to be so passionate?
Yeah.
In the ensuing 45 seconds, they erupted in a profane chant and then cheered an injury. So I'm going to downplay my praise now. Don't do that.
Yeah, not the greatest thing to do.
It's not a good look. You dudes in white hoodies I'm looking at, it's not a good look.
Cheering injuries, definitely not a good look. Not sportsmanlike. Also, UMass Dartmouth traveled very well. They had a pretty loud "Let's go" chant themselves. And now more rough stuff afterwards. And behind the play, Warilla getting tied up with Shea.
I can't tell who wants a fight more, the crowd or the players right now. It seems like everybody is itching.
It's definitely a different atmosphere.
Nick DiNicola playing to the crowd, egging them on.
And there was a penalty against UMass Dartmouth. As
Mike Sones is going to the penalty box.
You can see after that, more anger there traded there between Warilla and Shea.
And that's Sones 24. He actually knocks Tyler Warilla's glove off of his hand.
Zones in the box, and the Falcons given the power play. They're second of the night. Each team 0 for 1 tonight on the power. Warilla on the left side for DiNicola. DiNicola looking for somewhere to go. Try to go with giving, go cut to the net. Great play there by Vicario, but Michaels was wise to it. Cross ice to Figgy. You can see the pressure there by two of the Corsair penalty killers. Falcons will go around to Warilla to the right side. Cross ice pass finds DiNicola. Shot save. Rebound loose, and that one goes just wide. Now DiNicola trying to keep it alive. Shot, another one blocked out of front. Backhand chance, and it's not in the net. It looked like it had a chance to go in. It somehow did not go through.
I think that shot hit James Gordon as he was being knocked down. Otherwise, it would have been a goal.
Amazing that UMass Dartmouth was able to keep that out of the net.
You heard the Corsair fans erupt in joy as that puck was cleared, but here come the Falcons again.
DiNicola into the zone, left side, Hillick. Hillick cutting bad angle, saved by Michaels, he holds. And a Falcon knocks down a Corsair afterwards, they're gonna call that. I think that
is just going to stoke the anger of these fans at the Civic Center. This time, the officials see the cross-check after the whistle, and this time, Nick DiNicola is going to the penalty box for it.
I said in the first period it was a bit too early to be calling that, but the second period, you have to think the officials have had words with the teams, and they're not going to tolerate that anymore.
I mean, that's just as blatant as the one we showed you in the highlight package to begin this period. This time there happened to be a zebra looking at it, and DiNicola goes to the box.
We'll have a 4-on-4 for 45 seconds. Then at minute 15, the Corsairs will have their second power play of the night.
Jerry Laxo just broke his stick in anger for no apparent reason. He'll get another one.
And the fourth Corsair on the ice is all the way back at the bench. Waiting while Laxo got a new stick. So the Corsairs only had 3 in the offensive zone on that draw. A little unusual. But again, that was a fair call. You can't be doing the rough things. There's a big hit. But that's going to be a penalty as well, as the puck was deemed unavailable. And now a push right after. Hands to the face on Victor by Short. I think they're just going to move him away.
Patrick Germain just slammed into a UMass Corsair. It was almost like he was delivering a spear. And then he stands over the man and taunts him as well. Dan, aren't we playing hockey?
We're supposed to be. It's a 4-on-3 now. So the Corsairs will have that power play come a bit early. And it's going to turn to a 5-on-3. This is dangerous for Fitchburg. The emotion's getting the better of them early in this second, and they're playing with fire. The Shea at the point. He'll hold and wait. Laxo back for Shea. Shea holding, back for Laxo at the right circle. He shoots wide to the right, trying to pick that top right corner. 5 seconds to go on the first penalty against UMass Dartmouth to Sones, and that's a dangerous power player as well. There's a shot on save by McGrath, and the timing just in time for them to have a draw to start this 5-on-3.
Dan, real quick, I've mentioned a couple of times earlier in this game, 8 years ago, we were here covering a MASCAC title game with a crew of about 4 people and 2 cameras. And tonight we have 4 shots and interactive graphics that are changing by the second to display the power play timing. I am blown away by the job that Dave Oster, Travis Falk, Matt Carroll, and so many others have done with FATV.
It's a great shot by Sones, the blocker saved by McGrath, and I agree with you, John. What a great job our wonderful crew has done here tonight. Sones, wide fire, saved by McGrath. And Gordon is able to clear it.
And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the guy who designed these beautiful graphics, but you've talked enough tonight, right, Dan?
Yeah, I've talked enough. Plenty of time. Ruiz shoots wide to the right. Trying to play it off the boards. This is Sones on the right side. He's taken down, but we play on. The left side, Ruiz. Still looking for somewhere to go. Try to clear. Laxo keeps it in.
Corsair faithful wanted a penalty called against Victor. I believe Sones just lost his footing.
Now pass broken up by Kramer, and Laxo will have to retrieve it in the neutral zone. Corsairs regain the zone on the left side. Sones will wait. 5 left on the first penalty. Falcons preventing him getting a shot off. Try to make the jam play. McGrath able to hold firm, and a few extra whacks for good measure, but McGrath keeps it out. 16:09 to go in the second, no score.
Thought for a second that they were going to send McPherson to the box for his part in the shoving after the whistle. That would be the last thing the Falcons need, to go back down to a 2-man disadvantage. But it will just be 5-on-4 for another 17 seconds.
Falcons close to killing this extended power play for UMass Dartmouth. Corsairs wide fire, glove save, McGrath on the shot from McDonough. And again, more words. It's McPherson getting into it with Brandon Berkeley.
Every whistle, these players are in each other's faces, exchanging shoves.
A lot of cross emotions early.
I mean, you respect the passion, but at some point you have to stop fighting and start playing hockey.
Falcons send it around the board, send it all the way down. This should kill the rest of the penalty. As in a couple of seconds, Jermaine is out of the box. The Falcons are back to full strength. Corsairs will skate it up, pass intercepted by Figgy at the red line, dumped in, trying to jump on that one. They say play on, looked like a groan for an offsides, actually a groan for the missed play. Good chances there. This is going to go to McGrath. He has to cover that.
Real quick, Dan, Sasha Figgy created an incredible breakaway opportunity for Fitchburg State. It came down to a 2-on-none. There were 2 Falcons attacking Michaels. The puck came to Tyler Rowilla. He had a wide open net. All he had to do was put wood on rubber, and he couldn't do it. Puck bounced over his stick, and that led to the disappointed groan from the Fitchburg faithful.
As we mentioned too, by the way, Plymouth and Salem, that was the championship game the last 4 years. Neither of these teams have a player that have played in a conference championship game. 15:20 to go in the second period. Still no score. But here's the Falcons' top line. This is Warilla. Warilla looking with the moves. Can't get the shot off. It just floated off his stick.
Nicola did a great job just setting that up, an incredible cross-ice pass. Unfortunately, as with so many things in life, it came to nothing.
On the right side, this is Kapasi. Dispossessed by Josh Victor. Flipped around to the left side. Now Warilla for Victor. He protects the puck in the corner. Along the boards down the ice, Warilla tries to get around. They're onside, loses footing, goes into the corner. It's dug out there for a centering pass. They fight for the puck, but UMass Dartmouth takes it. On the right side, Leonard with a shot, saved by McGrath. And more of that stuff after the whistle. One last shot in with Victor on Stephen Leonard.
I think on that particular exchange, it was a little less of a shove and a little more of a, oh, someone hit me in the back. I believe I will fall over now. Take a look at this again. I mean, yes, he gets hit in the back. And then, yes, he decides to fall down. I think that's two separate events right there.
I believe so as well. And it looks like they are checking something with Brian McGrath's pad. Just wants to make sure that's all on right and dandy.
McGrath has had a fantastic first period in 5 minutes. 22 saves for the freshman netminder.
Shot off the draw, Gunning with a chance and another save by McGrath.
23 saves for the freshman netminder. What, no count fans in the audience?
Another draw will come to the left of McGrath, the freshman from Worcester. Played with several players who've gone D1 with the Boston Junior Bruins. Another shot, that got cut down in traffic, and McGrath was able to make a save as well.
24 saves for the freshman. I'll stop now.
A little more shots than you would expect for Fitchburg from a team that normally gives up 40 a game. Then again, against Worcester a week and a half ago, they gave up 51, but they won that game 4-3. On the left side, Corsairs gain the zone. They've got their top line back out there with Shea and McDonough. Also Soanes lurking as well. And this is Casey Shea. Shea looking around, tries to find McDonough behind the net. A lot of Falcons there to try to dig it out. Soanes backhands it, and it's McDonough. McDonough looking, wants to take the shot. That deflects up in the air and hits the netting this time. 13:36 to go in the second.
UMass Dartmouth has controlled much of the last few minutes of action. Fitchburg State finally able to go 2 or 3 minutes without punching somebody in the face or getting sent to the penalty box. Their defense has looked a little more stout.
Another draw to the right of McGrath. And we're gonna see how discipline really shakes up. These two teams high on emotion. As we said, the ultimate rubber match. This is for a trophy. That one softly floated towards McGrath, and he'll cover that one up. Give him another save. It's his easiest one of the night, but we'll give it to him. And again, I want to give more praise to the fact we've got such a huge crowd on both sides. Everyone traveling from the southeast of Massachusetts up here to support their Corsair team, and of course the Falcon faithful packing the home stands as well, the ones you can see on camera. Such a wonderful crowd here tonight.
You know, when they're not swearing or bloodlusty.
Yeah.
So everyone except the frat boys in white on the right hand side.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kramer up the left side. Kramer looking, wants to find a one-timer chance. He won Gordon, but the pass was offline. This one floated back to the Falcon blue line. Up for Gordon. Gordon can't get the shot off cleanly. Into the left side corner and around to the right side. Played along by Berkeley, but not very far. Gordon for Kramer. Kramer still behind the net, tied up with Tenza. Short there as well for the Corsairs. Cleared down the ice. Will we have icing? Yes, we will. 12:30 to go in the second.
Shots on goal now 25-12 in favor of the Corsairs. Falcon goaltender Brian McGrath has done an excellent job between the pipes. But until the offense gets on the board, it only takes one mistake to put the Falcons in a very desperate situation.
Now in front, backhand chance, couldn't get the shot off. That was DiNicola. This one cleared down, that's gonna be icing again. And Victor with the strides, Court just giving a little bit of chase. And they'll bring it back down to one side of Drew Michaels. And you look at Michaels' numbers on the year, 388 goals against 885 save percentage. I mean, those are not the greatest numbers in the world, but this offense has been able to help him. And Michaels has more been the victim of some bad games, but for the most part, he has the ability to steal a game, especially like he did on Tuesday night against Plymouth State. As Warrella got that shot off and Michaels able to make the save. He's ready for things like that. Corsairs can't clear the zone. Now they have. And this is Court on the right side. Court waiting for reinforcements. And sent into the boards by Victor. Now Clark. Knocked down. But legally. 4 players trying to dig this one out. See a lot of rough and tumble play behind the Falcon net.
Crowd erupting every time a Corsair is banged against the boards.
DiNicola trying to get around Wren, passes back for Victor. Gets it out of the zone. Wren mishandles it, and he touches it while Corsair was still in on the out and back in. And so offsides is called.
And he knew he had made the mistake as soon as he touched that puck. It was like he wanted to drop his stick and say, no, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. But unfortunately, we have eyes and cameras, and everybody saw him do it.
See the Corsair bench. And some of the Corsair faithful again making their way about 2 hours up here. And another whistle, another offsides. They're going to bring this one to the center face-off dot. 11:29 to go in the second, still no score. A defensive struggle. The Corsairs still out shooting the Falcons by about a 2-to-1 ratio. As this is McPherson, centering pass, tries to find Perry on the doorstep. Couldn't get there quickly enough. Saboya will get this one, keep it away from Kapasi. And Perry was not onside. And he takes a hit afterwards, a shove from Laxo.
I don't know if that was a shove from Laxo so much as it was Perry and Laxo just slammed into one another, and only Laxo was able to maintain his footing.
Now down to 11:13 to go in the period.
Take a look at this one again. Perry and Laxo just run into each other. I think the only reason Laxo didn't fall over is that he had an official there to keep him up.
That might help. Laxo's the smaller one there, 5'11", 183.
And there are a lot of officials on the ice. They're running with a 4-man crew tonight.
That's actually normal.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. But nonetheless, 2 referees, 2 linesmen. If you're in high school, though, it's normally 2 referees per game, then it goes to 3 for playoffs. Your heart's in the right place.
No.
Yep.
I'll just take my being wrong and shut up for a while.
Offsides called against Fitchburg as Hillick played it along, but Eklund was still in the zone. Now both teams having trouble gaining each other's zones legally.
You said earlier, Dan, that it's turned into a bit of a defensive struggle. Really, the first period of this game was up and down action, a lot of shots on both ends. These last 5 minutes or so, it's turned into a bit of a grind.
Both teams playing a physical game. And I know one of the questions, I know we had this during the Framingham game, it's like you play a high-tempo game, but you ask yourself, how long can you maintain it? To the right side corner, Shea, fans on the pass. Kramer didn't get much on it either. And Shea retrieves. Gets it in front. Dangerous for Sones. But Kramer gets that one. His pass for Zerbe, able to flick it along to center. Corsairs move it around, and here's Sones. Nice poke there by Victor. But Sones able to get it back on that pass. One-timer opportunity, and Burns with a nice dive to cut that play off. Now you see a lot of teams, both sides, players on both sides just whiffing on the puck here. Having a lot of trouble handling it. Yes, you could say, like, it's May, the ice isn't in the greatest condition in the world. I mean, it's March. Why did I say May?
I was going to say, Dan.
And now here's some moves to the go off the post! Oh, UMass Dartmouth nearly had the first one there. But a shot rings off the iron from Chris Holmes. On the right side, Figgy. Around the boards. Michaels misplays it. But Corsairs there to back him up. And a penalty coming. We'll see who's against once it's touched. It looks like it's against UMass Dartmouth.
What a turn of events in the last 30 seconds or so for UMass Dartmouth. They hit the crossbar with a shot, and they come inches away from taking the lead, hit the crossbar, and now Nicholas Short goes to the penalty box. Let's take a look at this one again. This is the shot that hits the crossbar, I believe. It's a great opportunity there. Just bangs right off the top left corner of the crossbar, just narrowly by the slimmest of margins, missing the back of the net. And then down the opposite end of the ice, Nicholas Short commits a foul, goes to the penalty box, and the Falcons have a man advantage.
Second time tonight he's gone to the box. The Falcons will have their third power play.
Nicholas Short has wonderful hair and rather poor discipline tonight.
That seems to be the case. Checking from behind was the call. That one rocketed towards goal, and McGrath had to stop that one. Marilla circles around behind his net. And the penalty clock started a bit late there. We'll see if the officials catch that. Interesting how that held up, but nonetheless.
I don't think the Falcons will complain too much about having an extra couple of seconds if it comes to it.
The Falcons score on the power play, maybe it won't matter. Fitchburg will reset as the Corsairs will send it all the way down the ice. Under 9 to go in this second period, we remain scoreless. Warilla just gaining it all the way up ice, has it poked off his stick. Corsairs will flip it up back down the ice. And Connor Court racing to get there. Will provide pressure for McGrath, who will just send it along the boards for Corey Hayashi.
Nothing fancy on defense for UMass Dartmouth right now. As soon as they gain control of the puck, they are just flinging it as far away from their net as they can.
Simple forechecking, not a whole lot of fancy stuff. You don't need too much of that. Dina Cole on the left side. Floated the centering pass. Now, it should point out that the Corsairs have scored on the kill 9 times this year. There's a shot that stopped by Michaels. Wasn't quite sure where it went, but popped up and away from him. Here's Dina Cola. Hillick, shoot, save. Now a turnaround shot, but that's cut down in front. Back for Kramer. Now McPherson, Kramer. Holding at the right point. 30 on the power. Quick shot blocked in front and cleared. Corsairs want a line change. Falcons will change a couple as well. Kramer, pass to McPherson. That's over and back.
Just barely over the blue line. Corsair fans here on the near side ecstatic with the call. I think it was the correct one.
And I believe now the officials, there are a couple talking, and I believe they did notice that the clock did not start at the correct time. The penalty came with 9:24 to go, so I'm just trying to do the math.
So it's about a second off, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it felt like it started late, didn't it? I guess it is about a second off.
As it is, it's marked at 16 seconds, so it would expire with 7:23 to play, which would be an extra second of penalty time. Both teams now, I think both sides will be more than happy just with a quick little stoppage in play as they adjust the power play clock. Both teams getting a chance to sit, have a breather. You see Dean Fuller on the far side just having a quick word with his guys. Not an official timeout. Neither team will be charged for it, but I'm sure both teams will be happy to take it.
They're going to run the clock for a few seconds. I think the game clock didn't start either was the thing. I thought it was just the penalty clock, but the game clock didn't start either. So they ran about 6 seconds off the clock. So it wasn't a matter of the penalty clock itself didn't start, but the penalty clock and the game clock didn't start. So now
in the grand scheme of things, is 6 seconds a big deal? No, unless the Falcons score with an extra 6 seconds of penalty, in which case the Corsairs would have a beef. So get it right.
But the officials were right on it. They noticed it. And the clocks have been corrected. Falcons won the draw. Corsairs immediately send it out of the zone. Falcons with a cross-ice pass. Breaking up the icing, or any potential icing, was Hayashi. Tries to center, nothing there. Back around Germain, looking for Eklund. Short, fresh out of the box as the Corsairs are back to full strength. Can't get it out of the zone. Tries to center, nobody there at the blue line. 2-on-3 as Burns and Victor were waiting. They knew the Corsairs would be willing to counterattack. And they're in the right position as it's just a simple shot on target and an easy stop for McGrath. Relatively easy stop.
That shot taken by Jonathan Ruiz suffered a left arm injury early in the first period. For a second, it looked like he might not be a factor in this one. Good to see him out on the ice.
Leading goal scorer in Division II and III, 27 goals this year. Draw. Won by the Corsairs, shot blocked, second chance from Clark. Ends up going wide to the left.
Wren and Clark both tried to take shots. Neither of them troubled McGrath in the slightest.
Kramer not able to set himself up for a pass. And now it is Clark. A 2-on-3 for UMass Dartmouth with Court trying to cut to the net. Shot goes wide to the right. So they're looking for a redirection off court. Jocelyn on the near side, battling while Kramer trying to dig it out. 5 players, 6 players there, all trying to win the puck.
Folks, we swear there's a hunk of vulcanized rubber in there somewhere. Oh, there it is.
It's popped out and Fitchburg has taken it. And this is Glover on the far side. Flips it up and into the zone, but that's going to be icing. He didn't gain the red line. He's trying to play that high up in the air, but he didn't get as much air as he wanted, and so the puck went farther than he wanted, and thus made it to the goal line.
Tough break for the Falcons, bit of a mental mistake. Sets up a penalty, a face-off rather, deep in their own end.
Gordon take the draw for the Falcons. Corsairs win the draw, but win it back to the red line. So they'll just have to dump back in, tag up. McGrath will leave it. Brian Glover, he's waiting. And now a much better pass this time. Settled down by Di Nicola and into the zone. Figgy in the left side corner. This is played off the boards by the Corsairs. Back into the neutral zone. McPherson, long pass. Misses everybody, goes right to a Corsair waiting, so no chance of an icing. And now UMass Dartmouth will take a breather. And Short will start to push it up ice. Falcons not letting them get past their own blue line, and now Di Nicola back in the zone. Gets a shot off, blocked in front by Short. Di Nicola trying to keep control of the puck, doing his darndest to protect it, and is able to get it off for Figgy. Now Orilla trying to go behind the net. Pinned in there by Will Hoyt. Or that might be Ruiz. No, it's Will Hoyt. Had that right the first time. 22 and 28. They look similar at a close glance.
Absolutely.
Orilla. Figgy with the one-timer goes wide to the left. Di Nicola again trying to protect it. Loses his footing. Kept in by Saboyu. And they're going to say it was over and back again. They say he did not keep it cleanly in the zone. And more words. It was Di Nicola for Fitchburg and Nicholas Short, who's had a bit of a short temper tonight as well.
Real quick, Dan, it seems to me as though most of the Falcons' offensive chances have come with this line on the ice that's just changing now. The Di Nicola, Figgy, Warilla line has really been the most offensively capable one for Fitchburg State tonight.
Absolutely, but those are, of course, 3 of the best scorers for the Falcons, all loaded on that first line. Incredibly dangerous. They've had some chances. Falcons with the third line out there now as Hayashi takes a shot, but that one goes wide to the right. Fitchburg looking, trying to find a shooting lane. Germain, bad angle, goes nowhere. But Fitchburg playing smartly defensively as well. A shot on, saved by McGrath with the glove, and Kirkwood runs into him. I think they're going to call the penalty.
Kirkwood tried as hard as he could to pull up. I think McGrath kind of let himself fall over a little bit.
I think that when Kirkwood stopped, though, I think he followed through. Let's see. Video never lies.
Kirkwood, I think he puts on the brakes. He might have given a little bit of a lean into McGrath, but to my eye, he was doing everything he could to stop Short, and I think McGrath could have held his ground if he wanted to. Instead, it's a power play for the Falcons.
Well, he did what he needed to do to earn it, I guess.
Sure. Let's take a look from another angle. I mean, it's slow motion. We didn't see it with the naked eye. I find it hard to justify that one.
I think feels like a little of both sides there.
Oh, he definitely made contact. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying McGrath kind of, leaned into it a little bit.
A little bit, but he definitely got pushed back a little bit.
Oh, sure.
There was definite contact, and there was anyway, Fitchburg's got their 4th power play of the night as they try to jam it in front. But Michaels able to come up with it.
James Gordon with the deflection, but Michaels was right there. Drew Michaels hasn't been challenged too many times tonight, especially compared to the 28 saves for McGrath, but when he has needed to, he has been there.
Nicely kept in by Warilla. On the left side, DiNicola, bad angle, takes a deflection. Falcon knocked down behind the play. It's coming up as Holmes. Holmes with a nifty move, trying to get around Warilla. But Warilla now having none of it. DiNicola will team up with them to dispossess him of the puck, but Holmes has done his job. He's killed some time.
Different sides of the crowd erupting with each change of possession now.
Offsides called there. We've seen a lot of those tonight. And again, more pushing, more shoving, more words.
Falcon fans on the far side of the ice standing up out of their seats and throwing their hands to the sky as if beseeching, why? Why have you called this offside?
3:36 to go in the second. Shots are 28-16, UMass Dartmouth. The goaltenders have been stout tonight as they've needed to be. Falcons have the draw on Burns, just backpedaling. And Shea just being there. Maybe some assistance. And Shea goes down after Burns gets rid of it. Burns gets it back, now brings it up ice. Dropped off on the right side for Kramer. Kramer holding, now for Hillick. Hillick trying to get there, keep it away from Laxo. Laxo trying to send it out of the zone. This is going to go to McPherson at the point. McPherson winds, fires, deflected, score!
It's Kyle Hillick with the deflection.
3:05 to go in the second, and it's finally a goal for Fitchburg. They lead 1-0.
Take another look at this one. McPherson from distance, it deflects off of Hillick's stick, and Michaels can't make the adjustment. 3:05 to go here in the second period. The Falcons have taken the lead. And amazingly, there is still a roof on the Wallace Civic Center.
10th time this year, the Falcons have the first strike, 9-4 when they do so. The Corsairs 2-8 when they concede the first goal. But it's Hillick with the redirection on the power play. 1-0 Fitchburg.
There's your goal scorer, Kyle Hillick.
Fifth goal of the season. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there.
That's quite all right.
Sophomore from Byfield, Mass's 5th goal of the season, 10th of his career in his 40th career game. Quick shot, doesn't get all the way through, and Victor able to get rid of it. Now Kramer. Up ice, and Fitchburg trying to take it away. Nicely done there by Gordon. Finds Zerby, backhands it towards goal, maybe looking for a bank. Then the one-timer feed for Kramer, a bit offline. Shea trying to split two defensemen, cannot do so. And two of them go tumbling down like bowling pins. Zerby with a hit in the near side boards. Sones can't handle it. Zerby passes up. That's going to be played with a high stick. The faceoff's going to come down, 2:15 to go in the second. Fitchburg leads by a 1-0.
Let's take another look at this goal off the deflection by Kyle Hillick. It's McPherson taking the initial shot from distance. And then right there, Hillick is just in the right place at the right time. He gets a stick to it and gets a bit of a lucky bounce, and that's all you need. 1-0 Falcons.
Gotta make sense with the goalies as stout as they are. A point-blank redirection is what gives us our first goal. One that really a goaltender would not normally be expected to make, a save, if you will. It's one of those challenging stops. But now Fitchburg has broken through. Shot on, save by McGrath on the shot from Kai Kapasi.
So now, Dan, real quick, from the UMass Dartmouth perspective, you feel like you've dominated this game. Shots on goal, 29-17. If anything, this second period has been more lopsided than that. All of a sudden, you get a penalty, you get a deflection, you're down 1-0. How did the Corsairs rally back?
Just got to keep playing your game. I mean, you know you've been outgunning this team. Just got to keep trying to play. There's a nice chance for UMass Dartmouth. Well, McGrath shutting the door, and he's got 30 saves already. And the second period's not even over. Kapasi in the right side. Around behind the net for Leonard. Centering chance, saved by McGrath. Has he got it? No, he has not. Now they blow it dead. The puck is behind the net now. And the Corsair fans are not going to like that. But the official loses sight of it. They've got to blow the whistle. And, of course, more words.
More words, more shoving. McPherson just took a bump thanks to the referee, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, you know, I think the smart thing is, you see Ruiz there, he's talking with Rawilla. He's trying to say, I'm not trying to do any of this. I'm not trying to do any nasty stuff. In fact, Ruiz took a knee standing next to, and you can see the puck come loose there.
Right there, that puck is never covered up. And then after the play, you've got Josh Saboyu and Steven Leonard exchanging, let's say, pleasantries.
Yep. Now right off the draw, Rawilla trying to get around. Oh boy, players going tumbling there, but we'll play on. That was Laxo standing up strong on defense. And now everybody just going to ground there. 75 seconds left in this period. We're definitely due for a Zamboni.
Jerry Laxo lost his stick and then fell down and then had the puck come to him. He was trying to avoid touching it. He actually looked like he was doing snow angels on the ice, just waving his arms, trying not to make a hand pass there. Let's take a look at this again. As we mentioned, there's Laxo. He has no stick. He lost his stick earlier. He's not touching the puck. You can't pass it with your hands, so Laxo just doing whatever he can. Just get his hands away from that puck. It's an incredible heads-up play that also happens to look really funny.
Indeed. The senior from Tampere, Finland, Jerry Laxo. He's been an excellent defenseman for UMass Dartmouth over his 4 years with the Corsairs. And now we finally reach the final minute of this second period. Brought down ice. Kramer trying to get a hold of it. Kramer looking for wraparound. Center, one-timer, pinballs around, loose puck. Squirts away from the crease. Victor blasts, and that's deflected by Will Hoyt. Just getting his glove up there and knocking it into the netting and out of play. 42.5 to go in the first.
Hunter Will Hoyt once again getting in front of the shot. You know, Hunter protecting Michaels worked a lot in wrestling back in the 90s, but it's doing a great job for UMass Dartmouth here tonight.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
How long have you been sitting on that one?
Since the last time Hunter Will Hoyt blocked a shot. I didn't think I would get to use it.
There's your requisite pro wrestling reference tonight.
Thank you.
Victor will settle that down. Float it up in the air, can of corn. Michaels makes the catch.
And there's your requisite baseball reference.
Absolutely. 30 seconds to go in the second period. And here is Ruiz. Ruiz with a shot. Just kept rising. Well taken there. Never got a piece of the net though. But he was trying to go bar down. Kapasi has it sticked away. 10 seconds to go in the period. Stretched down ice. Gordon got picked by his own guy. Now back the other way. Everyone yelling, shoot at Steven Leonard. He does just that, but doesn't get a very good shot off. The buzzer's going to sound. 40 minutes are in the books here at the Wallace Civic Center, and the Falcons lead by 1-0.
I think that was my favorite period of hockey I've ever watched. This has been such an incredible game. Back and forth action on both ends. Near misses, incredible saves, lucky bounces, physical play, penalties. This is a fantastic 2 periods of hockey, Dan.
Well, as Bob Cole would say, everything is happening, and indeed it is. Here at the Wallace Civic Center, the MASCAC championship game between the Fitchburg State Falcons and UMass Dartmouth Corsairs. The Falcons lead 1-0 through 2 periods of play on a power play goal from Kyle Hillick, redirecting a shot from Connor McPherson, and you'll see it again right here.
This is the goal. McPherson takes the initial shot. Hillick is right there, partially providing a screen, and partially that's the design. Hey, if the puck hits me, maybe it goes in the net. This time it does. Hillick gets credit. Hillick is the goal scorer. And if this game ends 1-0, UMass Dartmouth is going to know the name of Kyle Hillick.
Indeed they will. The sophomore from Byfield, Mass. Will he be haunting their dreams? That'll be one of the questions. And there's Brian McGrath, who's been one of the big stories in this game. 33 saves through 40 minutes of play.
40 minutes gone, 20 minutes or perhaps more to come, but we need to take a break. We need to get a fresh coat of ice. We need to get fresh lungs because I think we've screamed them out. We're going to take an intermission, but we will be back with the 3rd period of the 2018 MASCAC title game right here. It's Hockey Night in Fitchburg on FATV. Hockey Night in Fitchburg continues here on FATV. Had a little bit of technical difficulty there. Don't worry, we'll get you your second period highlights just as soon as we can. But for the moment, I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Danny Bolak. And Dan, what did you see in this second period of action? Why did the Falcons take this 1-0 lead?
Because they got a fortuitous power play goal from Kyle Hillick.
Okay, sometimes it is just as simple as that. The Corsairs controlled much of the action. Now we have the highlights for you here in the second period. The Corsairs controlled much of the action. Unfortunately, it was a bit of an injury there, a hit at the far side of the ice. Corsairs had a power play, and really the physicality was the story in the first half of the action. That led to a Falcon power play.
Absolutely. We had some penalties early on, a 5-on-3 for UMass Dartmouth that was killed off. You can see DiNicola going off our cross-checking there.
Some chances that the Falcons had that were missed. That incredibly vicious hit led to a power play for the Corsairs. They were unable to capitalize.
You can see some more saves from Brian McGrath. He made many saves in the second period. He's now sitting at 33 stops tonight, the freshman goalie from Worcester.
Cross-check in the back there.
A shot that went off the post nearly made it 1-0 Corsairs. Kirkwood knocking down McGrath. That led to the power play. And here's the shot right here. Deflected in front by Kyle Hillick. That made it 1-0. And that's where we stand right now.
As you said, Dan, that shot, it was initially taken by Connor McPherson, deflected by Kyle Hillick. And Hillick's deflection is the reason the Falcons have the 1-0 lead. But really, Dan, especially in the last 10 minutes or so of that second period, the Corsairs have dominated the pace of play. They've controlled the puck for the majority of the attack. They certainly have more shots than the Falcons. Shots on goal now 33-17 in favor of UMass Dartmouth. If you're the Corsairs, do you just stay the course and figure that one of these shots has to find the netting at some point?
I have to think so. I don't think UMass Dartmouth's doing anything wrong. For the most part, they played a very solid game, and I think they just stick to their game. Perhaps they may find pay dirt, but I think the Falcons have also done well defensively. They played a very solid 40 minutes.
And you can see here some of the shots of the second period, including one, you saw it there just briefly. They actually beat Brian McGrath. Unfortunately, not able to beat the crossbar. For the Corsairs, they were just inches away from taking a 1-0 lead. You hear the crowd erupt, the far side cheering, the near side with boos, nearly in equal measure. Over 1,000 people in attendance here at the Civic Center. All of them raucous, all of them rowdy.
We've got 20 more minutes of hockey at least tonight. And we'll see if the Falcons can keep playing well enough to keep the puck out of their own net. Brian McGrath again, 33 saves.
The crowd is hooting and hollering. They see, Hayashi signs, hashtag roll Sayers on the near side. This crowd has been incredible all night, and they are in for a fantastic, I hope, third period of hockey.
Absolutely. I guess before we start the third, we know one other championship game has gone final. Congrats to the Hobart Statesmen. They took down the Norwich Cadets 3-0 to win the NEHC championship. There are a couple other scores as well, but I don't think we have time for them.
We certainly do not. We have to go to the third period of action, and Danny Bolak has the call.
Thank you very much, John. Third period is underway. Falcons skating from left to right in the home white uniforms, gold trim green numbering. Corsairs in the road, dark blues, white numbering with some gold and white trim as well. Right to left they'll go as Gordon has it there in front. Laxo able to dispossess him. On the far side, Sones rolls it around the boards. McGrath will stop it and will play it along. They'll go over Sones, go to the blue line. Kept in cleanly by Wren. On the left side, UMass Dartmouth looking for a centering chance. The shot from McDonough is deflected out of play.
Ricky Kramer got a stick on that one. Hit the little bit of wall above the glass, but beneath the ceiling on the left-hand side of the rink.
39 seconds gone. And for some of the Falcon faithful, I know for myself, this may be the longest 20 minutes they've felt in years.
Fitchburg State looking for their first MASCAC title in 7 years, and with it, their first NCAA tournament bid ever.
The Falcons happen to be unfortunate to win their conference in 1999 and 2011. They won their conference championships. The last year, those conferences didn't have automatic bids. A shot put on to McGrath, and he'll cover. The MASCAC championship in 2011, the ECAC Northeast championship in 1999. The following year, those conferences got auto bids. The Falcons, the victim of bad timing. And all the other banners, just the circumstances of how things worked in the 90s.
Ah, the 90s.
Draw taken all the way down, won by the Corsairs, but all the way back to their keeper and Drew Michaels. He's made 16 saves tonight. The point-blank redirection, the one he could not get. Hunter Wilhoit to skate it up ice. Gains the red line, dumps in, Saboyu will chase. The backhanded along, not enough oomph on that to get to Di Nicola. A second stick on from Figgy does get there. That pass to Arilla intercepted, now taken by Figgy. Perhaps a 2-on-1. Figgy, Di Nicola, shot, save by Michaels.
The best save Michaels has made all night.
With the blocker, punching that one away. Warilla now, top of the slot, takes the shot, goes just wide to the left.
That was fantastic work by Sasha Figgy, making the interception, setting up the 2-on-1, and then an incredible save by Michaels.
Loose in the slot, can't be settled down. UMass Dartmouth looking to bring it up ice. And a whistle. What have we? Thinking offsides.
I think they're just going to get offside. Jonathan Ruiz skated a little ahead of the puck. It floated a little more than he expected it to. Wound up about a skate's length offside.
2:01 gone in the third. Chris Holmes to take the draw for UMass Dartmouth. They've got their third line out there. The Falcons, same with Corey Hayashi. Line charts are wonderful. Taken on the near side by Fitchburg. Chris Vicario brings it into the zone. Short, the first to get there for the Corsairs. Kirkwood on the left side. Pinned into the boards by Hayashi. And Hayashi able to win it. Go to the left side. Jocelyn shot, cut it down in front. And a shot by Hayashi turning around. The save made by Michaels, and he'll hold.
You can tell Hayashi's on the ice, not from the line chart, but from the fact that the lady holding the Hayashi sign is holding it up and waving and screaming her excitement.
Hayashi, the senior from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I believe he's the only Canadian on the Falcon roster, and one of two foreign players, the other one, Sasha Figgy from Cloton, Switzerland. And Hayashi, one of just 3 seniors on this Falcon team as well, along with James Gordon and Evan Burns.
It is a young squad for Fitchburg State, certainly much potential in the future, but right now they're playing for the moment.
Some chances in front, but nobody could quite get their sticks cleanly on it. Nice intercepted pass by Hayashi around the boards for Germain. Patrick Germain, he transferred from Worcester State to come play for the Falcons. Now on the near side, taken by UMass Dartmouth and Jay Clark up the near side. Now for Jocelyn, round the boards. Cut down on the boards by Eklund, but he didn't know where it was. Now he wins the puck and clears it down the length of the ice. No icing there, and Eklund going to try to get his own pass, but Alaxo will get there first. Alaxo will play keep away, make a pass, but it's taken by Burns. That goes under the stick of Eklund. Back into the Corsair end. Hillick, back to the decor. Victor. Floating pass up ice, there's nobody there for Fitchburg. Icing is called.
Fitchburg State playing a little more conservatively here in the first 3.5 minutes of this third period. Take a look at this exchange at the right-hand side of the ice.
See, a backhand attempt by Vicario just didn't rotate enough and ends up going wide to the left. Gunning keeps it in on the left side, sent around the boards. Shea in the left corner. Still looking, Sones can't get anything on. Hillick will get there. Plays it for Eklund. Eklund floats it out for Perry. Perry tries to send it down into the Corsair zone, can't get a stick on it. Corsairs have that top line out. And McDonough floats it in, finds Burns instead for Fitchburg. Kramer, cross ice, He was looking for Perry. He was coming off for a change. On the right side, shot kicked away by McGrath. A juicy rebound, nobody there for UMass Dartmouth. Pass misses Shea. Now Zerby's gonna race after that one. Zerby will win the puck. Still has control, gets a shot off, it's blocked in front.
I think the Corsairs wanted icing and were a little surprised they didn't get it.
On the left side, drop pass. Zerby gets tangled up with the referee for a moment. Still Zerby. Now finds Gordon. Will go around the boards. I think the Corsairs will get there first in McDonough. Floats it along. Kramer played it with a high stick, but that doesn't bother the Corsairs. Leonard gets a shot, but it's blocked out in front off a Falcon skate. Gordon will take it for Kramer. He'll flick it in, avoid the check, and the Falcons will change behind the play. 5 minutes gone in the third period.
Gordon was like my stepfather at lunch avoiding that check.
Getting out of the way on that. Poked off the stick of Ruiz, back into the Corsair end. Short has to retrieve. Nicholas Short playing keep away. Warilla steals it right out in front. Saved by Michaels.
Drew Michaels made an incredible stop, maybe saving the season for UMass Dartmouth. That chance came out of nothing. All of a sudden, it was 2-on-1 in front, and Michaels was up to the task. Take a look at this.
Warilla stealing it away, and he finds Figgy cutting to goal. Maybe just a bit too close, and he ends up shooting it right into Michaels, who makes the stop. One of the biggest saves he's had to make all season long. Kept in the zone on the left side, Warilla. Playing keep away with Shea. Warilla skates to the right side. Still playing keep away. Now he'll leave it. DiNicola, the pass off. Warilla tangled up, taken to the ice. Now Laxo being harassed by Warilla. They didn't leave the zone. Figgy trying to cut towards goal. There's a chance right there. Backhand moves, but not a lot to work with for Warilla. A bit slow to get up, but now he's back up. And now here's McDonough on the left side, centering pass. Figgy loses in his skates. Fitchburg trying to follow on. Bit desperate there. Now Fitchburg will try to rush up ice. Warilla stays on side. He's got this one. He shoots and scores!
Nick DiNicola with an incredible pass, and then Tyler Warilla puts it in the back of the net to give the Falcons the 2-0 lead.
And this is why Nick DiNicola leads the nation in assists. A beautiful feed to Warilla, and he's able to beat Michaels to make it a 2-0 lead. Let's look at the replay. This is
DiNicola's pass was inch perfect. It had to be exactly where it was, and DiNicola got it there, and then Warilla finished the job.
2-0 to the green and gold, and for Tyler Warilla, his 14th goal of the season. For Nick DiNicola, his 35th assist. And the officials are going to discuss something here. I wonder what it is.
It's a wonderful question.
Regardless, whatever they felt the result of their discussion was, it wasn't enough to change their minds. You see it here. And he goes to the left post on that one, over the pad of Michaels, who didn't have his blocker out.
We're two men converging in on DiNicola. Warilla had maybe 2 feet of space.
UMass
The pass was perfect.
UMass Dartmouth had another complaint. They talked about it again, and they said it was unfounded as well. But there are no more questions to be had. That is a goal. Tyler Warilla, the sophomore from Shirley, has made it 2-0. And now you can see UMass Dartmouth with a bit of a big jump in their step. They're coming out with a lot of oomph. Now they have to get 2 goals. The job's become a lot harder as McGrath freezes it at the side of the net.
We're going to take one more look at this goal scored by Tyler Warilla. First, you see the great pass by DiNicola. Warilla is all of a sudden all alone in front of the net, only the goaltender to beat, and beat him he does.
And you can see a bit of wobbling on that saucer pass. Warilla able to just settle it down, calm that puck, and able to fire it home. No worries for him.
And now, Dan, for the Corsairs, they went into this period down just a goal. They were able to pretty much play their game and not assume, but hope that it would lead them to an equalizer. But now down 2 goals. There is 13 and a half minutes left. That is plenty of time, but they need to up the intensity.
I will be honest, I don't know what just happened on this last play, but the
I haven't a freaking clue. I was just talking through it and hoping they would drop the puck. Do you know?
I honestly have no idea.
There are whistles.
Yep. Whistles blew. The referees raised their arms, which usually signals a penalty, but I think they were signaling something else. I mean, for a moment, we just got caught up in the moment. We just all lost concentration here. So, Fitchburg iced it right there, though. That is undeniable.
Yes.
And so UMass Dartmouth will get a draw to one side of Brian McGrath, who has made 35 saves tonight. We mentioned 33 saves through 2 periods. The average goalie in D3 hockey makes 31 saves in a game. Well, actually faces 31 shots in a game. The average goalie also gives up 2.78 goals in a game. So they make about 29 saves in a game.
McGrath has been up to the task all night.
The Falcons' goalie rotation of Kirby Sari and Brian McGrath has done just so well for them. And now a 2-on-2. Hillick into the zone, tries to find Perry, backhand chance, saved by Michaels. On the left side now, Brandon Berkeley. Pass up, taken by Brian Glover. And Fitchburg coming back again. It's Perry, he shoots, saved by Michaels, loose in front. Oh, and it goes off the stick of Eklund right on the doorstep. He could not get a shot off.
Eklund had a wide open net. He just couldn't pull the trigger.
And Perry, what moves to keep that puck? Laxo harassing him every which way. And now it's Gordon. Gets the stick caught up in the boards there. And there's a pass, a one-timer, chance goes nowhere. One-timer there, what a save by Michaels with the toe. And this will be icing. 12-11 to go in the third, and the Falcons are coming on strong here.
Dan, if you didn't see the scoreboard, you would think the Falcons were the team playing from behind, desperate for every inch, pressing the advantage, trying to get a goal. They are up 2, they want to make it 3 right now.
It's worth pointing this out. In the third periods this year, the Falcons have outscored their opponents 51-25. In the third periods this year, the Corsairs have been outscored 47-40. The long game does not benefit the Corsairs, and they need to find 2 goals in 12 minutes time.
UMass Dartmouth has been the underdog in every game they've played in this playoffs. They were able to do it in the first 2. They face their toughest test right now. 2 goals, 12 minutes, or their season is over.
This is Connor Court. Corsairs only have 2 shots in this period. That's very low for them, and the pace that they've been going thus far. But Fitchburg has played very solidly defensively, especially in this third frame. Victor with the hit there. Corsairs still control. Clark trying to get it right out in front. And Dean Zerby said, get that out of here. Falcons change lines. Zerby the 1-4 checker. Short on the left side. Figgy tries to poke it off his stick, still short. Short with a bad angle shot, save, rebound. Pops up in the air, goes wide to the left. Great chance for UMass Dartmouth there. Zones tries to center, goes through the paint, nobody there in blue. Trying to hit that stretch pass, trying to find Warilla. He's gonna get towards goal, go for the wraparound. Now he'll slow it up. UMass Dartmouth's defense looking around as they go for a tip in front. Figgy got the redirection, but the puck just stopped right out in front, and then Michaels had to play it along.
Michaels came all the way out of the crease just to get rid of that puck.
Strong shot by Shea, save made by McGrath. Another shot from Laxo wide to the left. Bad angle shot, and McGrath spits that one out as well. Another chance, that goes through the paint, but wide to the right. 10:25 to go in the third, 2-0 Falcons. On the right side, wind and fire, and I don't know where that went, but it's out of play.
Had a Corsair down in front of the goal mouth. You can see him there, that's Casey Shea. Still doubled over, heading for the bench.
39 points this year for Shea, 130 career points in 106 career games. He's going to be someone that UMass Dartmouth is going to sorely miss. Shot from Laxo goes off a Falcon body and then skips into the netting, hits the top of the glass and stays in, but it touched the netting first, so that'll roll 6 seconds off the clock.
Shot hit the shoulder of Alex Jocelyn before deflecting up into the netting. $10:15 now to play in this third period.
On the far side, it rolls along the boards for Jocelyn around to the left side. Laxo keeps it in. Laxo gets a shot out in front, touched in front too by McDonough. But once again, Brian McGrath.
Came as a bit of a surprise that McGrath got the start in place of Kirby Sari. But McGrath has been an excellent netminder all season for Fitchburg State, and no performance better than the 2.5 periods he's turned in tonight. 38 shots, 38 saves.
Another shot in front. McGrath shuts the door on that as well. In the left corner, someone trying to win that puck. Kapasi there for UMass Dartmouth. Put around for Gunning. He shoots, and McGrath again. But one of the Corsairs muscle the ground, a punch after that. I think they're going to take both.
Leonard was thrown to the ice after the whistle, and then retaliation happened.
9:44 to go in the third. And the officials are going to talk about this. I think for sure Stephen Leonard's going to the box.
Well, there goes Josh Victor. He was the man who put Leonard down.
I would be surprised if they got the initial and not the retaliation. That would surprise me.
They're sending him in now.
Leonard went back to the bench. He thought it was safe. But the referees inform him not so. You have to sit as well. It's going to be a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. $9:44 to go in the third. 2-0 Fitchburg, drawn to the left of McGrath. We'll see how much of a reflection this has. This is going to go for icing.
Four-on-4, 2 fewer bodies on the ice. You would think that might lead to a little more goal scoring. It really favors whichever team comes out more aggressive.
Now Ruiz on the ice for the Corsairs. Again, 27 goals this year. Shot from the point. Shea didn't quite get much on it because his stick has failed him. And now this is Gordon. Gordon brings it into the zone.
Corsairs have 4 skaters, but at the moment they only have 3 sticks.
Now Shea gets one from the bench. Fitchburg regains the zone as Gordon, looking around, takes a shot, whistles wide, goes all the way back down. Glover to Jocelyn, and Jocelyn has to push it forward because it hopped over his stick. Now Shea down to the ice. There's a shot on, goes just wide from Sones. That's one to scare you. 1:10 to go on the 4-on-4. Ruiz pass up, intercepted by Figgy. He tries to protect, and Glover will take it. Gain the blue. Glover on the right side. Look for Figgy, pass just too far in front of him.
Jerry Laxo did a great job. He got just a little bit of that puck, broke up the one-timer.
Figgy makes the touch on the right side of the red line.
45 seconds left on the 4-on-4.
Now down to 40, Laxo on the left side. Jerry Laxo shot to save by McGrath.
41 saves for McGrath tonight.
Oh, it's funny how a team can play so well. A team that gives up 40 shots a game has a 17-6-3 record. It seems practically unheard of, but that's Fitchburg State for you. And now Shea, drag, shoots, save McGrath, no rebound, and players bowling into McGrath.
I think the last man on top of him was a Falcon.
I think the last 2 on him were a Falcon.
Brian McGrath, I think all told, had an entire hockey team barrel down on him. but he still managed to keep the puck out of the net.
He's made 42 saves tonight. He's talking with the referee, talking with the players, trying to make sure he's all right.
I tell you, Dan, if the Falcons are able to hang on for another 8 minutes, win this title, go to the tournament, Brian McGrath is going to go down in Falcon hockey history. This has been an incredible performance by him.
We told you the story, I think, earlier this year, but for those who hadn't heard it before, McGrath last year did not play organized hockey. After his junior career completed with the Boston Junior Bruins, he decided that was going to be it for his hockey career, but Tyler Orilla, his teammate with the Boston Junior Bruins, talked him into coming to Fitchburg State and joining the team. He stepped right in. He has split almost equally with Kirby Sari in goal this year, and they have been a dynamic duo in the goal for Fitchburg State, and that has meant so much to them. And the last time the Falcons won the MASCAC championship, it was another duo, the two Bobbies, Vorse and Leiser. The 4-on-4 is up. We are back to full strength. 7:35 to go in this game. The Falcons continue to lead by a score of 2-0. As the puck continues to pinball around in the Corsair end, they're having trouble controlling it, having trouble breaking out down ice. Brandon Berkeley with the pass. Scarbeck sends it into the zone. Glover trying to get there first for Fitchburg, and that's what he does. Uses his body to protect the puck. Glover dispossessed by Leonard. Leonard with a shot. That was blocked.
Falcons assistant coach Chris Kine here in the press box with us is screaming with every hit.
He's very animated. He's very into this game. Pass misses its mark.
Really, everyone in the Civic Center is screaming with every hit at this moment.
As I said, this is, for Falcons fans, this would be like the longest 20 minutes that they've ever had to sit through. A shot deflects wide off the stick of Kapasi.
And on the other end for the Corsairs, it feels like this clock is moving at a mile a minute. Feels like just seconds ago we said there was 13 minutes left. Now it's 6.5.
Ruiz in the right corner, centering pass, can't be handled. Taken by Kapasi. Trying to shake off the check from McPherson. McPherson's clutching a little bit. Corsair fans want a penalty, nothing given. On the left side off the boards, Laxo can't make a play on it. But against the left side boards, pass misplayed down the ice. This isn't going to make it to the goal line. Falcons can change. Now 6 minutes, shots 42-24 in favor of UMass Dartmouth. They did not get a stick on that. Much to the incredulousness of the Corsair, who thought he touched it, and Mike Sones. The referees say, no, you did not. And the faceoff comes down to the left of Michaels.
Shots on goal now 42-24 in favor of the Corsairs. 6 minutes between the Falcons and a MASCAC title. 6 minutes between the Falcons and the NCAA tournament.
They're that close right now. On the right side, shot goes wide. But I would not be saying anything until this game is over. These teams, they can score quickly. Another shot deflected in front. McGrath has it. And he'll hold.
I don't think McGrath's entirely sure where it is, but he's sure that he has it. And has it, he does. Have it, he does. Grammar's weird.
In any case, McGrath knew it was somewhere in his vicinity, and it wasn't behind him. Draw again to his left. Whistle. Someone committed an infraction on that draw. We'll have to do it again. Looks like Fitchburg the guilty party. Dean Zerby to take the draw against Chris Holmes. They battle forward in the circle. Fitchburg has it, sends it out down the ice. This is going to be icing. It will, just barely. Gordon tried to race for it near the end. Wasn't able to get there. We'll roll a few more seconds off the clock. 5:28 to go in the third. 2-0 Falcons. Hillick in the second on the power play, and Warilla in the third. The dog pile of a face-off there. But Fitchburg controls. Zerby on the near side. Taken down by Kirkwood. And it's moved into the right wing corner.
A little less taken down and a little more thrown down on that exchange.
Gordon and Will Hoyt wrestling for the puck there. 5 to go. Tipped up, intercepted by Kramer, back into the zone. Michaels, 22 saves for the senior. Now it's Nick Short. Pass up ice. Sent right back down by Fitchburg. Too much strength, icing again.
Now for UMass Dartmouth, 4 minutes, 41 seconds to play. You need 2 goals. I'm not saying they're definitely doing it now, nor should they, but the thought has to at least enter Eric Nowak's mind. When do I pull my goalie?
It's a good question. My only answer right now is not yet. Falcons win the draw to the left of McGrath. A battle on the boards. Victor stick breaks. So he's in the thing, but he's just a body out there. On the left side, Burns is able to get it behind the net. Having trouble moving it along. He finds Kramer, and he just passes it away. And this is taken down by Hayashi, who gave his stick to Victor. And now Victor sends it down the ice to the neutral zone. Picked up by Laxo, now Shea for Sones. Oh, and Ruiz tried to feed him there. Now Ruiz is up on this top line. Shot deflects wide. Ruiz normally centers the second line, but he's playing in place of McDonough. Orilla gains the red line, dumps back in. Now 3:45 to go in regulation time. Laxo having trouble with it. Gets it for Ruiz, and he's going to come off the ice now. Backhand pass from McGrath, crosses up Fitchburg for a moment, pass to center. Brought down by Gunning. On the right side, a pass. Figge trying to step up, break that up. Figge again does break up that play. DiNicola gains the red, dumps in. 3:15 now. Michaels back around, that finds DiNicola, pushes towards goal. And Murillo is there, could not get a shot off. And now this is Steven Leonard. Leonard holding. Gonna go behind the net, look for a wraparound. Finds a bunch of Falcon bodies instead. Connor McPherson now. For DiNicola. Can't get it out of the zone. Second chance will. A 2-on-2 for Fitchburg. Tries to find Figge, pass a bit offline. It was DiNicola who set up Murillo for the 2-0 goal. Murillo trying to protect the puck as best he can. He falls down, and they've ruled it unplayable. Now move the face-off out. Not much you can really do when Murilla's down like that, and I'd also say for safety's sake, because you don't want to get skates in there.
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely the right call.
2 minutes, 36 seconds left, and now I think we're starting to get closer to the point where Drew Michaels may start cheating a little bit on if the Falcons, if the puck goes into the Falcons zone is what I want to say. Timeout to be called here. 2:36 to go, shots 42-24 in favor of UMass Dartmouth. But the big green board in the Civic Center, the big red numbers that tell the score say it's 2-0 Falcons.
We've covered it before, we'll mention it again. It has been 7 years since the Falcons won the MASCAC title. It has been 8 years since they played a MASCAC title game here at the Wallace Civic Center. For Fitchburg State, 2 minutes and 36 seconds is all that separates them from their first time ever in the NCAA hockey tournament.
It's amazing, all those banners on the wall, and they've never been there. 8 conference championships, but never when an auto bid was on the table. UMass Dartmouth, they're the last barrier to that.
And if you're thinking, well, if they lose, they can always get an at-large entry. No, that is not going to happen. If you are a Falcon fan and you want to go to the tournament, you need to win this game.
It's the only way.
And the same is true for the Corsairs, by the way. They need 2 goals in 2 minutes and 36 seconds, or they are not going to the tournament.
Draw outside the Corsair zone. Corsairs win the draw, but it's juggled a bit by Short. Gordon right on him. Now Shea, back for short. Corsairs, I believe, have their best scorers. They're mixing and matching lines to try to give themselves the most offensive firepower.
Michaels is about halfway out to his blue line.
Offsides. He was ready to come off. But Michaels will have to skate back. Or, well, this is interesting. You want to pull him here?
I mean, I would, but I'm notoriously over-aggressive.
I think it's a little, it's like, you want that draw to be in the attacking zone. Just outside, if there's less time on the clock, but not now. So Michaels retreats to the hash marks.
Now he goes.
Around the board to the right side. And the extra attacker is on. This cannot be kept in. So Laxo will have to send it back around. McGrath holds it. He's not going to think about trying for that empty netter, but someone else for Fitchburg might. Laxo just keeps it in, but now it deflects up and out of play. Now 1:50 to go. They'll say the face-off is outside the zone, and they'll bring Michaels back out.
Drew Michaels coming back in net.
Just short of the hash marks, he'll stay. Falcons win the draw on Figgy, trying to push it forward. Laxo able to dispossess him. Now it's Ruiz on the right side. Taken in by the Falcons. Sent down ice, back to the Corsair decor.
Michaels is going back and forth with each change in momentum. Now he heads for the bench.
Shea has it poked off his stick. Big layout hit, nothing called. A centering pass blocked by Victor off the boards, but still in the zone on the left side. Bad angle shot, glove save by McGrath.
43 saves for the freshman goaltender, Brian McGrath.
He knows pressure. He knows it. The tandem with him and Kirby Sari this year, it's like they spell each other, they push each other. And when you have a team that gives up 43 shots in a game, 40 a game, then it's not that, then you only have to play once a week. It's not just getting shelled night in and night out. You have people to share the load. And it prevents the goalies from getting worn down. And it really helps. As a shot towards goal, McGrath, I don't think he quite saw that. Clock keeps ticking now, 65 seconds. Shot on, whistle. I think we might have a penalty. And somebody is hurt. They're calling for the trainer on the Fitchburg side. They're calling for Rebecca Shersnow to come out on the ice. Someone took a big hit in the left side.
Dean Zerby is down.
They just threw Nick Short out of the game, by the way.
There you see him. Short already got sent to the penalty box twice. Now actually having to be restrained.
Emotions are high, but obviously a dangerous hit. And Zerby being helped off the ice now. But now he hypes up the crowd. A 5 and 10 to Nick Short. And the Corsairs may very well be seeing the last 64 seconds of their season.
We're going to take another look at this hit. Zerby's at the bottom left side of your screen. You see right there, Short comes in and just drives him directly into the boards. An obviously, flagrantly dirty hit.
It's a 5 and 10. He will not finish this game. Timeout Fitchburg. 64 seconds left. The Falcons will have a power play the rest of this game.
And now, if you're Dean Fuller, I'm sure you are preaching calm, telling his players to take a breath. Emotions are high, tempers are high, but you cannot let yourself get sloppy in this situation. All they need to do, as simple as it sounds, is not give up 2 goals in 64 seconds.
While up a man.
But if they're angry, if they're short-sighted, if they're over-aggressive, they're going to do that. The crowd is jubilant. The crowd thinks they've won. The crowd is singing. But I'm sure that Dean Fuller knows these are going to be the longest 64 seconds of his coaching career.
The crowd thinks it's all over, but I won't say it's all over until the clock says triple zeros. I know better.
They don't say it's not over until the frat ladies sing, no matter what this crowd says.
Corsairs take the draw. It's the last minute of regulation time.
Michaels heads to the bench, so we'll at least be at even strength.
5-on-5. This is dumped down.
And iced.
44-24 the shots are in favor of UMass Dartmouth. 50.4 seconds to go in this game. It's 5-on-5 with Michaels off. The Falcons on an advantage the rest of the game, but it's even strength without the goalie on the other end. And we wonder if Fitchburg will just take free shots at the empty net, even though the icing, it's like, I think it's worth the gamble. Fitchburg just trying to get it out of the zone. This is right towards goal. Nifty move. What a save! Zone's rocked by McGrath.
The 45th save might be the best of them all. How did Brian McGrath stop that?
You can see the hugs given to him by Josh Victor and Brian McGrath. And Evan Burns. Look at these moves.
He shoots it right into McGrath's glove. And then the rebound is kicked away. 32 seconds now.
32.3 left. Draw to the left. McGrath has to just take a moment. Falcons win the draw, try to clear it, kept in the zone. In the slot, shot on, save McGrath, rebound! Another chance, and McGrath again! Amazing! Kramer's got it, gets a touch on it. Shea tries to protect, 15 seconds. Shea back into the zone, surrounded. Victor goes for the empty net, taken down by Laxo. 10 seconds left. Gordon gets to it, flips it down ice. The Falcons know, everybody knows. Time will run out for the first time ever. The Falcons will fly on to the NCAA tournament.
Shots. The Corsairs of UMass Dartmouth took 48 shots against Brian McGrath, and Brian McGrath made 48 saves. And that is why the Falcons are MASCAC champions. That is why the Falcons are going to the tournament.
It's amazing that in a game where they're outshot 2-1, you could say this is the best game they've played all season long. An amazing shutout. Brian McGrath with 48 saves. The defense didn't give up any bad plays. The Falcons are MASCAC champions for the first time in 7 years, and the last barrier has fallen. They have taken on all comers. They have vanquished all comers. And there is no one to say that they cannot go on to the NCAA tournament. There is nothing left in their way. They will fly on. They will move on. Listen to this crowd.
This game had everything, Dan. This game was physical. This game was brutal. It was rough. It was dirty at times. There were injuries, there were penalties, there were power plays, but there was also incredible skating, incredible passing, fantastic shots, amazing goaltending on both ends. I mean, obviously, Brian McGrath, 48 saves, but I don't want to discredit Drew Michaels. Drew Michaels had himself a heck of a night. This was a fantastic game between two fantastic teams, and the Falcons were just better.
Someone had to lose. And for Dean Fuller, 34 years as head coach of Fitchburg State, he has never seen the NCAA tournament. That will change.
and there will be a 9th banner hung at the wall of Civic Center.
A new banner will rise on the far end wall. It's been 7 years since the Falcons tasted victory. 18 wins, 6 losses, and 3 draws this year into the NCAAs on an 8-game winning streak. And there you see, there will be another banner hung. MASCAC champions 2018, Fitchburg State. And look at the praise between the two keepers, Brian McGrath and Drew Michaels. And for Drew Michaels, he played for Middlebury College right out of juniors. Played a little bit with them, didn't like how it was there, went back to juniors, came to UMass Dartmouth, has been a solid netminder for them over the last 3 years. He will graduate. He is one of 6 seniors who have played their final game for UMass Dartmouth. But for this Fitchburg State team, it's just incredible. The number 2 seed into the tournament on an 8-game winning streak. And I just love how their defense played. They didn't give up a breakaway in this game. They didn't leave McGrath out to dry for the most part.
It's weird to say, isn't it? They gave up 48 shots, but you're right. The defense played really well.
They did. I think to myself, I want to tell a story, okay?
Tell a story.
3 years ago, I called a game between Fitchburg State and UMass Dartmouth, the MASCAC quarterfinals. It was 3-0 going into the 3rd period. I remember and the Falcons, they gave up a quick goal to make it 4. Actually, I don't remember the scoreline at all now that I think of it, but the point was, Fitchburg cut it from 3-4 goals down to get within 1 goal. Ultimately, they lost 5-4. They were down 3. They were definitely down 3-0 going into the 3rd period. I remember a few days later, I overheard a story where one of the Fitchburg State coaches told his players, "You score 4 goals in the 3rd period, you will win the MASCAC." The Falcons scored 4 goals in that period, but gave up 2 and came up 1 goal short. Maybe he was just predicting the future. 3 years down the line, the Falcons have done just that. They have made good on that promise. It just took a little while for it to pay off. And there you see Kai Kapasi. He had the winning goal last week against Westfield State.
I mean, obviously, this is the usual we're biased but speech. We're on Fitchburg Access Television. We're both Fitchburg State University alumni. We are in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. It's very easy to get caught up in the glory for Fitchburg State. But UMass Dartmouth played a heck of a game. Let's take it down to our PA announcer with the official awarding of the trophies.
Would like to thank you for attending today's MASCAC Men's Ice Hockey Championship. Please direct your attention to the center for the announcement of the championship awards. We ask all players and head coaches who are announced to please come to center ice to receive your award. Presenting today's award is MASCAC Commissioner Angela Bowman. And now, would the captains from UMass Dartmouth please come up to accept your MASCAC Tournament Finalist Trophy.
A well-deserved round of applause for the Corsairs. This crowd was more than a little hostile tonight, Dan, but a well-deserved round of applause for them.
Absolutely, and the
and
3
now,
senior captains.
The team captains from Fitchburg State University, please come forward to accept the MASCAC Men's Ice Hockey Championship Trophy. This year's MASCAC Ice Hockey Tournament MVP from Fitchburg State University, Brian McGrath.
It couldn't go to anyone else, could it?
48 save shutouts in the MASCAC championship game. It had to be Brian McGrath.
Will the tournament champions from Fitchburg State University come up after your name is announced to accept your medals? Number 1, Quinn Wold. Number 3, Connor McPherson. Number 4, Joshua Saboyu. Number 5, Evan Burns. Number 7, Brian Glover. Number 8, Tyler Warilla. Number 9, Kyle Hillick. Number 10, Josh Victor. Number 11, Sasha Figgy. Number 12, Brandon Eklund. Number 17, Kevin Perry. Number 18, Nick DiNicola. Number 19, Ricky Kramer. Number 20, Christopher Vicario. Number 21, Alexander Jocelyn. Number 22, James Gordon. Number 25, Dean Zerby. Looks like number 26 already has his trophy, Patrick Germain. Number 27, Corey Hayashi. Number 29, Brian McGrath. And number 35, Kirby Sari. And now, number 2, Colm Sheehan. Number 13, Joseph Miller. And number 16, Michael Fretz. And number 6, Spencer Segi. And coaches, Dean Fuller, Chris Kine, Mike Savigny, Tom Patty, and Vincent Giubroco. Give it up for your MASCAC champions, Fitchburg State Falcons!
It has been an incredible season for the Falcons. They are rewarded with a MASCAC championship, and their season is not over. Because in case you haven't heard, for the very first time, Danny Bolak, the Falcons of Fitchburg State University will be playing in the NCAA tournament.
Yep. First time in program history. All those years they won the MASCAC championship and didn't have an automatic bid or the ECAC tournaments or whatever. But this time, there's nothing to stop them. They will play in the NCAA tournament. The selection show will be Monday morning, 10:30 a.m. on the NCAA website. So look forward to that to see where Fitchburg State will go. I have no idea where they'll go. Might be Western New York, might be somewhere in New England, could be anywhere.
But let's talk about tonight just a little bit more before we get out of here. A 2-0 victory for the Falcons, 48 saves for Brian McGrath. Let's take a look at just some of them. There were so many. We could not show you all of them. We would be here all night. But we'll take a look at some of the saves made by the tournament MVP, Brian McGrath. First of all, there is the first goal scored by the Falcons. Came off a deflection. Kyle Hillick, the goal scorer. Here's the other one, a fantastic pass by Nick DiNicola, and then put in the net by Tyler Warilla. But really, Dan, the story of this game was that man right there, Brian McGrath.
48 saves, as we said. So many good chances for UMass Dartmouth. They were tenacious. They came with a lot of firepower. But who would have thought that they would be shut out here tonight, here in the conference championship game? And I'm looking down the schedule. That has not happened all season. UMass Dartmouth has not been shut out this season.
They have now.
They have now. The Falcons with their third shutout this season, the second for Brian McGrath. He had the shutout against Framingham State first game of the year. Kirby Sari had a 47-save shutout and a 0-0 draw to Salem State, but 48 for Brian McGrath on the biggest stage of all, the MASCAC championship game. And the Falcons win 2-0. They steal it away. They're going to the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history.
Was a fantastic game, as we said, an incredible performance by that man, Brian McGrath. Really, the entire Falcon team, really all of Fitchburg State University. It felt like every student and faculty member was here cheering them on. And of course, we could not do this without the incredible work by the all-volunteer crew of Fitchburg Access Television. I don't want to start naming names because I will forget names. We had 5 cameras, replays, graphics, wireless microphones, everything you could imagine, all done by the incredible crew of FATV. I cannot say enough about the work that these guys do, Dan. These guys and girls and everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, we're the ones who say all the words that come across your speakers, but those are the guys who were able to put this together to bring you these images. And again, Brian McGrath continues to skate around. How happy he must be. And to think, again, he wasn't even playing hockey last year.
And now he's a champion.
Yep.
And now he's going to the NCAA tournament.
Could he have ever imagined so quickly? He goes from unretiring, and you should probably give credit to Tyler Warilla as well, not just that insurance goal, the one who brought Brian McGrath here to Fitchburg, who talked him into coming here. Former teammates in the Boston Junior Bruins. But now, the Falcons, they've taken that final step to MASCAC glory, and they will go to the NCAA tournament for the first time in their history. You can't say it enough. You just can't.
The Falcons are going to the NCAA tournament, but for us, I think we're going home. Dan, this has been an incredible night, but we have to say goodbye. Thank you all so much for watching us here on FATV, online on Facebook, or on FATV.org. Once again, the incredible crew. Get our names off of there. We don't care about us. You've heard about us talking all night. Nate Glennie, our director, did a fantastic job.
Double duty today.
We're going to let the names scroll on by, guys. We're going to go home. I think this has been an incredible night. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time on Hockey Night in Fitchburg, right here on FATV.